Mic check.
If you ain't Sinetta, no time for that interview, dog. I put my shit out for niggas, I don't send it to blogs. Clan kill off the Buddha, not being discreet. One puff, this big pops and projectiles between the sheets. Sun run, cold game, bring your cleats. The best flow blow, Eskimo, penguin feet. Don't need no blunt to burn. You run the turf with 10 niggas on the block. That's a punt return. Ayo, Dolomite prototype soldier with the solar light. Saber and he hold it like he hold a mic. Golden ice spenders, sipping on that overpriced poltergeist spirits. Ripping at the open mic, quote the nice lyrics like Mama move mean overnight, golden motorbike holding on some Tron shit. That nice neon kit is on it. The king's libation with exotic liqueur. The queen's vibration like a Sada Shakur. A lot of decor, imported foreign threads, they ain't got it to store. Nubian Kush, black top pottery jaws, 39% THC, the quality pure. Old rapper try to spit ain't hot as before. It's like I'm 5 flights above, busting shots at the floor. Cats switch up they style when they ain't got it no more, cause they gotta keep their product in stores to feed their kids. See what that weed did? The yes man agreeing on everything we said. I smother the mic like it's the love of my life. Don't get sliced and beat with the butt of the knife. Brother polite, I say I'm animalistic, cause I still be in the hood with my hand on my pistol. The Hebrews think I'm cannibalistic, E5 divination, channel the mystic, audio visionary. Let's play poetical Pictionary, picture me burning down your missionary. Yeah, then I send you religion. That red dot on your head, that's Hindu tradition. Invisible, independent, intrinsic shit. I'll bring it all to an end with indivisible games. Charles Xavier, getting your brain. Mental anguish or manifesting physical pain. Wizard remains to dance in the chemical rain. Breathe slow, then I'm up out of this physical plane. Got military machinery that exercise, weaponized greenery. Shine at a jeopardize the scenery, son. Bruh, the beam 10 times your distance. Inclines be benching. Stop rising with no trend line resistance. The parabolic breakout. I'm F-16 with the aeronautic fake out.
The God killer. The God killer. The God killer. The God killer. It's the God killer. The God killer.
That's who it is.
The God killer. The God killer. It's the God killer. The God killer. The God killer. The God killer. It's the God killer. The God killer. The God killer. The God killer. It's the God killer. What up, what up?
Black people, I love you.
Go on and grab a seat. We about to have some fun. More learning on the Smash Rock Show. Let's do it.
You don't hunt your
Come on.
animals and slaughter them. You don't prepare for your own meat. You don't own your own land. You don't have a seed growing in your window. So when you think about revolutionaryism, and you think about fighting and dying in the street, you ain't shit.
Killer Mike said black people ain't ready to revolt. It's a disparaging marriage and he ready to elope. Maritime coastline, deep V hull boat. Crack a nose turned up, machete to your throat. The divine snatched the arm back, she fine, she in Zinga. Moroccan mercenary got a line on Moringa. Ask Chief X to swing it. Go fund me to rock a new car or build a school like I'm Dr. Umar. Nah, go fund some more guns, banana clips and cannabis, and bury it, the jackal, Anubis. I'm cool, keep them heaters and I'm in tie in an abyss. He ain't rapping due to libations, he just channeling this.
Hands down. You ain't ready to oppose nothing. You are as a part of this system as any white person gentrified.
I'm on life. Hovercraft propellers over swamp water. We make the thoughtful think they should have thought harder. Be aware of this. Don't blink, there's only one blunt between the careful and careless. It's hard to face it when you need a shrink or a therapist. Mental disorder ordered them to label you a terrorist. I breathe elements and I found secret. We could all walk on water if it's ground beneath it. I carry my weapon and keep my trees, and still be Hotep and ask to rig Nasheed. 6 in the morning, I greet my seed, then do everything I think I need.
I have to say this because I know our spirit and our emotions get stirred. I'm not against nobody on the panel. I'm with everybody on the panel. I'm not diametrically opposed to anybody. I agree with everything my brother said about revolutionaryism. So let me ask you guys a few questions. We're in the South, we're in the heart of the South right now. Who fishes? Who knows how to fish? Hands down. Who knows how to hunt? Let's hands. Hands down. Hands down.
Yeah.
Black people, I am ready to revolt. Black people, I am ready to revolt.
Shout out to Sister Armina. I think I need to open up the beat machine.
Black people, I am ready to revolt. Black people,
Shout out to DJ
to
Tourette.
revolt.
On that track right there. Man, I just drove all over the place, came back, and I'm back on. I ain't watching no TV. I'm just chilling. Peace to y'all. Shout out, say what's up, so I can know you in the building. What was I about to open before I was gonna open this? Get it. So, let's just speak some facts real quick. Fact number one about these erroneous corrections. And we should get to the root of all of these erroneous corrections. And I got good sleep last night. I actually went and worked, did a lot of stuff. I had to do some stuff. Drove hella far, everything. No matter what, anything that has to do with black gets refuted. Y'all ain't tripped off that? They like 4-5 days behind. They don't even know they dead already. They talking about stuff from last week. You didn't see the video last night with Sally Ann talking about black Egypt? So they're going to avoid that and go try to mess up something else. So we're going to have us a little reaction video and Like I only got to minute 25 and I already had to fall back. Like this ain't really worth that. This is just somebody trying to be right on YouTube. But if you really want to analyze it, I think my brother Bobby is suffering from post-traumatic Nubian syndrome. I repeat, I think my brother Bobby is suffering from post-traumatic Nubian syndrome. Because he's been had before. And I understand that. He's been fooled into believing something that was not was. So now when you show good brother Bobby what was, his post-traumatic Nubian syndrome makes him think it was not. Particularly concerning the antiquity of black people. He's never going to let anyone be had again. And in developing this wall of resistance against pseudoisms, my good brother's becoming pseudo. Now, the fact that everybody in the chat know you never heard the word bitumen
come out of this boy's mouth? Everybody know that for a fact. Yet, the brother wants to refute the information that everyone knows I taught him because you never heard the word come out of his mouth. He want to run behind and try to refute it, not because he got a problem with me. It's post-traumatic Nubian syndrome. He wants to make sure to protect me and all of you from never getting in the coat like we never have been in. That was his mistake. And so out of his heart and his tough love, he gonna make sure you never, ever make the mistake of thinking that something that was not, was. So therefore, when he's hit with information he does not know concerning the blackness of Egypt, he gathers around his best cronies and mounts an erroneous refutation. Where if anyone could zoom in and we can see, glasses magnify your eyes when you look through this. You could literally see the brother reading the article live, getting ready to find something to refute. So again, we all suffer from different things. You know what I'm saying? It would just be my internet diagnosis to say the things that we were forced to believe before that were not true is affecting us when we see truth in our face to this day. Is that a fair assessment? Sometimes you don't have to get all vulgar, belligerent. You just talk. Facts is facts. Something making you not see this. But we're going to just go over this erroneous as whatever this was supposed to be. It's going to be looking crazy in a hot minute. Y'all got your popcorn. Everybody like the video. Make sure everybody in the house so they could get it from the beginning. We need to stall for a minute. We can stall. We want to make sure people get it. This ain't it right here. Let's watch it.
Man, I ain't gonna wait because it's late night. I want to dive right at it. Right, we're gonna come to the video footage. The video footage always we on camera. Oh, hold on, man. Damn, why did I do that? 1 second. 1 second.
Blackness is what's associated with, but he know it. But why? Thank you, Brass. And not that they use the bitumen to become black. But I'm gonna give him that because he's gonna give you a lot of good information. And now we're gonna go into the clips. We're gonna do low level, mid level, then smash level, madjai level. So let's read.
All right, let me get this right. Here we go.
Now,
here's the article from.
I need to zoom it in for y'all. Have some fun. Open up your screen and watch Bobby Banger eyes right here. It's just gonna be funny watching you read the article to find what you about to refute.
The Royal Society. All right, 1 second.
Wait till I start playing. It's gonna be.
Man, come on now. Let me reload that. God damn. Man.
You're gonna get it, don't trip.
Hold on.
Let's go.
I have to get back to the scientific article, but this is a scientific article from the Royal Society, right? Now here you go. Let me play this.
So let's read this. It says, bitumen itself seems to have been regarded as a commodity associated with sacredness and divinity. Slow down. He's missing the blackness is what's associated with, but he know it. But he trying to act like it's the bitumen and not that they used the bitumen to become black. But I'm gonna give him that because he's gonna give you a lot of good information. And now we're gonna go into the glyphs. Told you we're gonna do low level, mid level, then smash level, magi level information. The ancient Egyptian word for bitumen is usually translated as MNNN. So if you want to go jump the gun, go and hop in that book.
We're gonna jump the gun like we always do.
Yep.
Because we jumping with the tanks.
Yeah, that's the
But I
problem.
don't want to see who he's gonna actually teach right here. Let's see. We're gonna look that person up. Let's see.
You already admitted that you're gonna jump the gun. Now let me expose you for jumping the gun. Let's go. This your first move, bruh? Watch this. This is a flop flat on your face. Information. The ancient Egyptian word for bitumen, not that they used the bitumen to become black. But I'm gonna give him that. Look at the boy reading. Y'all follow, everybody follow the eyes. This is hella funny. What is you doing?
Here you go. Let me play this.
Hold on. So let's read this. It says, bitumen itself seems to have been regarded as a commodity associated with sacredness and divinity. Slow down. He's missing the blackness is what's associated with, but he know it, but he trying to act like it's the bitumen and not that they use the bitumen to become black. But I'm gonna give him that because he's gonna give you a lot of good information. And now we're gonna go into the glyphs. Told you we're gonna do low level,
I'm sorry,
mid
we gotta
level,
keep hearing
then
this.
smash level, magi level information.
That's right.
The ancient Egyptian word for bitumen is usually translated as MNNN. So if you want to go jump the gun, go and hop in that book.
We're gonna jump the gun like we always do.
Always.
Because we jumping with the tanks.
Messed up.
But I don't want to see who he's gonna actually teach right here. Let's see.
So I don't know what's
We're
going on.
gonna look that
here.
person
So
up.
you
Let's
just
see.
skip hella far, but whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Oh, that's just your clip.
The ancient
Okay.
Egyptian word for bitumen, not that they used the bitumen to become black. But I'm gonna give him that because he's gonna give you a lot of good information. And now we're gonna.
So
go
this
into
how
the
you
book.
come out the gate fumbling
Told you
and
we gonna
bumbling
do
right here.
low level.
This not me
mid-level,
doing this.
then
This him doing this.
smash level, magi level information.
What are you
Now,
doing? What the hell is going on right now?
he's missing the blackness is what's associated.
I
with,
don't
but he
even.
know
Cats
it,
gotta at least be
but he's trying
computer
to act like
savvy.
it's the bitumen, and not that they use the bitumen to become black. Seems to have been regarded as a commodity.
So I was sitting here like I'm
associated
not
with
gonna be able to watch this
sacredness
shit.
and divinity. Slow down.
What are you doing, Aunt?
He's missing the blackness is what's associated with, but he know it.
Can
But he
you
trying to
explain
act
the
like it's the
social and
bitumen,
brass what you're
and
doing?
not that they use the bitumen to become black. But I'm gonna give him that
You can't find what you
because he's
want to
gonna give
refute
you a
or
lot of
something?
good information. And now we're gonna go into the glyphs.
Okay, so it's clear. Let me go to the scientific article and let's just straighten up a little bit. First of all, it's actually not a he. So you got three people on this paper.
Huh?
So it's not a bad article, right? From the Royal Society.
What? Oh my God. First of all, it's not a he. So his first of all was that it's not a he. Oh, let's listen to this.
You got Clark, S. Akram, and R.P. Evershield.
Now let's show just how lazy it could get when we try to refute everything and make a living off it. How you gonna make a living off refuting shit? You ain't the Mythbusters.
Now, this is actually the expert.
No, she's not. You just messing this up. You about to play yourself grossly with this.
This particular woman has a PhD in
Notice how he only talking about her. Let's let the whole thing play.
Egyptology, and she's an expert on mummification.
Mm-mm-mm.
Right? I'm not getting petty.
So
You
you're
said it wrong.
not. You just exposing yourself. You sure ain't getting petty. You just giving me content. So he want to say, first of all, it's not a he, and that's his initial refutation about the blackness of Biddy Man. And he's wrong. Did y'all know that? But watch how lazy he is that he wants y'all to be so dumb that he gonna click on the middle person and never gonna speak on the other two people. So he gets exposed today. A lot of good information, and now we're gonna go into the glyphs.
Okay, so it's clear. Let me go to the scientific article and let's just straighten up a little bit. First of all, it's actually
This is called Looking Dumb Live. When refuting smash goes wrong.
not a he. So you got three people on this paper. So it's not a bad article, right? From the
So
Royal
let's
Society.
just be clear. He said it's not a he. You got three people on this paper. So none of those should be male, correct? Let's keep going.
You got Clark, S,
Them alls be giving shit away.
Akram, and RP Evershield. Now, this is actually the expert. This particular woman has a PhD.
She's not the expert. You just disrespected the person who came up with this concept. And you don't know which one of the three it is. It's lazy.
in
I'm going to show you how lazy this is in a minute.
in Egyptology, and she's an expert on mummification. Right? So I'm
So
not
she the expert. Okay. Let's listen to what Bobby Banger's teaching you about an article he never read that he just want to refute something black.
getting petty. He said it
You're
wrong.
not getting petty. Let's do it.
Oh no, I'm
No disclaimers. Let's do it.
showing you how we do the research, right?
Yeah, you showing us how you do the research. Y'all remember that. He's showing you guys how he does the research.
So let me show the credentials.
Straight to Wiki.
Come to my favorite source. Here you go. Come to the source. This is the lady
This
on the
shit,
paper.
you can't make this up.
Here you go. Salima Iram. Let's look at her credentials.
Ikram.
Is a Pakistani professor of Egyptology at the American University of Cairo. So she's a professor. Okay. Egypt Archaeological Projects, are the author of several books on Egyptian archaeology, and contributor to various magazines and guests on parent and television programs. All right, let's get into the education right here. This is what's important.
So he about to stay on her wiki for hella long.
Aram
Because this is just filibuster. Really? We still on her wiki. I'm on minute 22. We still on the lady wiki. Let's get to the part where we coming out of her wiki.
Tours. So you can take those. We can go get on some of them tours. Notes. Right? We can just keep going on and on and on and on.
Oh,
right? I do all this to say.
To say what?
When we come right here, right? Put some respect on that lady's name. Conscious community can learn a lot from her.
Oh my gosh. That's nothing.
So
You
she
just
wrote
said nothing. You said all that to say put some respect on that lady's name. Let's listen to why you said all that to say.
She got works for young readers too. Okay. Archaeological tours.
No, but Jolanda, he clearly misrepresented this article. He said she was the expert on this article, and she's not. And I'm about to prove it.
So you can take those. We can go get on some of them tours. Notes.
And he's not about to talk about the other two people.
Right? We can just keep going on and on and on and on. Right? I do all this to say, when we come right here.
He just told you why he did all that to say.
Yeah. Right? Put some respect on that lady's name.
That's why he did it. She got a whole site that y'all didn't show. It's just wiki, 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 wiki.
Conscious community can learn a lot from her.
So that's what you got to say, Bob? Come on, bruh.
So she wrote the article, right? The significance.
No, she didn't. You see? So he's trying to correct me. First of all, it ain't a he. Then he just went to her and said she wrote this article. And he just left out the other two people. Listen.
Bitman in the ancient Egyptian mummies. Now I heard Smash mention this a couple times.
So now he on to the next. He heard Smash mention this a couple times. Are you serious, bro? That was lazy. That's why I'm losing momentum and steam. I mean, we all equal. But on this shit, y'all is lightweight beneath me, bro. Facts. Because when I start going into the glyphs, you can't do that. So I'm going to do it again today, and what you going to do? Like I said, we all equal. Shit, we out here. Shit, I might need to call you. What's up? I need some advice. But when we talking about this Egypt shit, cut it out.
He mentioned it on Sarnetta.
So he's switching the subject now. So that's what he had to say about that. So let's show how wrong he is.
He's in ancient Egypt. University of Cairo, the tomb of ancient Egypt, royal and private. Man, come on, man. Like, I ain't gonna do y'all like that. She got works for young readers too.
You ain't gonna do them like what? You ain't gonna keep reading the wiki?
Archaeological tours. So you can take those. We can go get on some of them tours. Notes, right? We can just keep going on and on and on and on, right? I do all this to say, when we come right here, right, put some respect on that lady's name. Conscious community can learn a lot from her. So she wrote the article, right? The significance.
So she wrote the article, right?
Of Petrum Bitman in the ancient Egyptian.
So he's correcting me about saying he. And then he goes and finds one of the women who helped on the article, gave her all the credit. Now let me show you something. Let's go to the article. Author's contributions. This should be funny. Cats really don't like to read. They just got an image on YouTube. Come on, dude. You can't tell me that this says this on the article, y'all. Author's contributions. Let's see who's the expert. KAC carried out the laboratory work. That ain't it. Participated in the data analysis, participated in the design of the study, and drafted the manuscript. That's a woman, another woman. SA is Ikram. She participated in data analysis and helped draft the manuscript. Now listen to the man who I was referring to at first. RPE conceived of the study. Man, this shit is ridiculous. RPE conceived of the study, designed the study, coordinated the study, participated in data analysis, and helped draft the manuscript. So she's just an assistant because everybody else had her same task. She didn't have an independent task working on this. She participated in data analysis and helped draft the manuscript. So did the other two. But KC did the laboratory work. RPE, which is the man I was referring to, conceived of the study. Designed the study. I blocked Cedric for the fun of it. Pop his ass, somebody. You got to wrench Papa's ass. Put him on 10 minutes. Just for the fun of it. Boof! Just we at the carnival. Who feel like popping Cedric? Boof! You're a moderator. You can pop him right now. Green light on Cedric. Get him up out of here. He ain't going to learn shit. He's just a parrot of aunt. I thought I just got corrected about saying he. That was the dumbest thing to ever try to refute anyway. Bow, who popped Cedric? Somebody got shot in the chat. YouTube streets hella fun on this block, boy. Who else y'all want to pop? Y'all see any of them? Green light. Pop them. Get at them. Pop, pop, pop. Just for 10 minutes, though, then they could be cool. Only 10 minutes. Pop whoever you want to see you don't like from that side. While I do this homework. Now you're looking stupid. And we ain't even got into none of the sense of the data of the matter. You wasn't being petty, and I ain't either. We haven't. I hope, while you're hearing me, you can't be having fun. But later, when you think about it, you will be having fun. Because I was hearing you, I wasn't having fun either. I was like, this whole shit. But then I had to go sit down for a minute. So before you do go live, sit down for a minute. You're going to laugh like I'm dumb than a motherfucker. You're going to have to say that to yourself. Because you're just looking crazy right now. Now you want me to show you the people without using Wiki? Let's see if it works. You could have went to the American University of Cairo and showed us about Ikram, not Irkham. This is crazy. So the fact that you could click another link with the wiki on top, that's all it is. That's how deep we go. Are you trying to tell me you was going to mount a refutation against Smash about who wrote the article and you did not read the author's contributions? This is what I call post-traumatic Nubian syndrome. Because your blindness to want to refute blackness, you will actually do some shit like this with a person who pay attention to detail like me. See, when your eyes is flicking on the left of the screen, I'm thinking he reading the right side. Then you go down the line, I'll see how many times they go down and read with you. Ridiculousness. But yet y'all gonna want to hear and you can listen to your boys like, hurry up and do something. Listen to your mans.
Mummies. Now I heard Smash mention this a couple times. He mentioned it on Sarnetta TV. He mentioned it on his channel, right? And he's been mentioning it lately. I say I'm not gonna speak on him. I'm gonna see where he's going at. Now I realize where he's going at. He's trying to say that this Bitman had something to do with skin color. Remember our conversation about skin?
Everybody who gets bitumen put on their body is deceased. Dead. I'm the one who can take you to an ancient Egyptian primary text and read the instructions from the embalmer to show exactly what bitumen means. Huh? That's right. I could do that. That won't happen here. That won't happen. Yeah, Cedric gotta just click the link because I invited him on a few times. He'll be off punishment in 10 minutes. Shout out to Ced. I told him to pop you. It's hella fun. Imagine somebody say, oh, I wish signing it was like, pop him, I'll go grab my phone hella quick. I'll be the one trying to go, boom, I got his ass. Eye smiters out here having fun. That tank shit is hella corny. Y'all just follow motherfucker. Tanks. Shit don't stick no more. You wear them arrows. We got the tanks. So I can just, we have the F-16s. Let's keep going. This shit getting corny. Guys gotta switch their shit all the time because shit don't stick.
Color? Remember that whole thing about the black Egyptians and the jet black? Y'all remember all that, right? This is where the damn rubber meets the road, y'all. Anybody want to add something to this right now, man? Let me get up out the screen.
Well, hey, we having the best fun. He tried to do a petty refutation. It's about 22 minutes in the video. We ain't dealt with nothing but I said he, and he thought it was a she, and then he gave all the credit not to the person who conceived of the study and conducted and designed the study, but to somebody who helped with the data analysis. You can't make this up.
Because it's going all the way down. Ain't no getting out of this.
See, it ain't no getting out of this.
Nah,
I guarantee you, y'all, look,
this.
I guarantee you, like Harry Houdini, whatever the hell he think he got, it's going to get funny laughed at gotten out of. Because I got the metal nature weapon. See, I tell you like this. I never had to yield it. I never had to say it made me better. But now you're talking about Egypt. You like talking to a Hebrew, you just got the King James Version. And they know the Hebrew and the Greek. It's the same situation. Have you ever seen anybody win that? You could find the best preacher in the world. Have you ever seen them be the Hebrew Israelite? It's not because they not right. It's not, well, Bobby not right. But it's not because he got bad intentions or something. He got post-traumatic Nubian syndrome. He trying to protect y'all. He trying to help. He don't want you to think something that was not was. All right? So that's the key to his era.
We can get to the meat. You know, I got it simmering. Because you right there.
Look.
Like right.
They talking in code words all in your face. Like, get to the meat, nigga. You ain't said shit. You wasting my time. See, if they was like me, I'd just say, fuck you doing, nigga, hurry up. They like, oh, let's get to the meat. You know, we got to laugh around Bobby. Let's get to the meat.
Remember our conversation about skin color?
I don't like niggas who laugh when shit ain't funny. You soft when you do that.
Remember that whole thing about the black Egyptians and the jet black? Y'all remember all that, right? This is where the damn rubber meets the road, y'all. Anybody want to add something to this right now, man? Let me get up out the screen because it's going all the way down.
Already
Ain't
asked
no
do they
want
want to add something. Listen to what they say.
Nah, keep rocking so we can get to the meat. You know, I got it simmering. Because you right there.
You right there.
You like right.
Nah, don't
So what we like to
you right there, nigga. That's that kissing up shit. You right there. I don't like niggas around me do that. You ain't gonna be around me long if you laugh when shit ain't funny. Be a man. Say what the fuck you trying to say.
Simmering. Because you right there. You like right. You right there. I love these shows.
So what we like to do is we like to talk about how to read a scientific article. Right? If you're a non-scientist,
I'm just stopping and laughing at my own self. Shout out to anybody who gets shot with some friendly fire for being on the wrong side of the street. Y'all know these the YouTube streets, man. We gonna have some fun over here. Whatever call me out, I love doing this. Plus, I just get to sit at the house and have some fun. My whole family in there chilling. Yo, it's perfect. Laughing at shit that ain't funny ass nigga.
Near Eastern archaeology and history, continuing her studies at the University of Cambridge, top-notch level.
Is we
she
back
earned
in
her
the wiki? Oh, I must have been back.
All right.
So, but they tried to tell you like some real ones, they just got that Underland swag. You know damn well that's why Smash is your right hand. Like, nigga, start cooking, bro. What the fuck you doing?
Conclusion. Focus on the conclusion. What's different from the abstract and the conclusion? The abstract is what they trying to prove and want to prove, right? And that conclusion,
after they talking about this, like, bro, you ain't equipped to really tell nobody this shit. Cut it out, bro. Like, unless you want an audience of dumb niggas. Everybody in your audience know the damn difference between the abstract and the conclusion. You wasting airtime. They said start cooking.
Results, discussing material methods and all that, yo. That's what they do. So as we go straight to it, so we don't do no struggling. I do see that black mummy though right there. Y'all think that represents skin? Interesting. I know a little bit more about the subject.
Let's just stop. Let's just stop and laugh for a minute. I see that black mummy right there. Y'all think that represents skin. What do you mean? Do we think the mummy represents skin? Or do you know if the mummy you're looking at has bitumen on it or not? Not all of the specimens turned out to have bitumen on them. You know that, right? You read the article.
Than you think. But if y'all want to say that this got something to do with black skin, y'all tripping. And all to do with an Osiris.
Now, this is what I do. Let me tell y'all all something. I'm going to go back. If you know you in these streets and you taking sides and stuff and you might get sensitive, it might be best not to listen. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you developing like nothing that ain't really real. No animosity that ain't even real. You feel me? Like, so if you think that you gonna bang harder than Bobby, you're not a good underling. Never outdo the general. Don't go harder than he going. And and likewise for everybody involved. That messed you up. Oh, Cedric's still recovering from that wound, huh? Cedric's still recovering from somebody clipped him in the eye. That boy landing 20 seconds left area. Now since he wounded, he ain't gonna try to hit the battlefield no more because somebody popped him. Clip.
I do see that black mummy though right there.
Oh, don't do that.
Y'all think that represents skin? Interesting. I know a little bit more about the subject than you think.
So basically, 30 minutes in, we ain't got a refutation yet. All he refuted so far was erroneous about he, she. Why? People don't write down their argument. I could tell.
But if y'all want to say that this got something to do with black skin, y'all tripping.
Stop.
And
let's just stop and go to the article. I don't even be knowing if you be reading the article. So let me go Control F and watch what I type up here, y'all. Black flesh. Okay? I'll type black flesh. Uh-oh. Why in this damn same article can I type black flesh? And it pop up right there? So flesh ain't skin? What's going on here? Let's read this line. Okay? Other texts mention MNY on the flesh of the gods. Okay? And minty or minet mixed with hemet, an unknown substance, to prepare the ointment. Marhet for application to the limbs of the god. Amen. Let me ask you a question. When do you think they would ever be able to put this on the limb of the god? Man, Cedric, you recovered? I just told him to pop you that one time. It's all good, said. Shout out to you. I've been hard on you sometimes, but I know you tough. That's why I kind of like you. I didn't like you at first, but since you sticking around like a roach that's hard to kill, you got some, you cool. I'm just keeping it in the butt. Anybody scream at me first time I talk to them, I don't necessarily like them. But here we go. So it goes, to prepare the ointment, Maret, for application to the limbs of the god, Amen, right? Also, the fecundity, deity, especially in his guise as Amen Min Kamutef, who was also shown with black flesh. Y'all see that? What about this scientific article comparing the bitumen and the ointment being rubbed on the limb of the gods, that they could never really do that? You understand that? You understand that they could say this ointment is for the limbs of the gods, but they putting it on the human. See, they never really seen men, the God. Men couldn't have had black flesh because he didn't walk around living. So when they imagined him and drew him, he was drawn with black flesh. Now here we are in the Bitterman article. Well, somebody sitting there saying, so y'all trying to tell me that ain't got nothing to do with black skin? So let me read this again. The ancient Egyptian word for bitumen is usually translated as MNNN, which has parallels with MNY. We all understand that. Other texts mention Amini on the flesh of the gods, and Minit mixed with Ahimet to prepare the ointment Merhet for application on the limbs of the gods. Amen. Also a fecundity deity, especially in the guise of Amen Men Kamutef, who was also shown with black flesh. Now, if this don't got nothing to do with black flesh, why are they citing that in the conclusion of the article? Let's keep reading. A recipe from the temple of Edfu lists MNN as an ingredient for Netaru, translated as divine stone, which was applied to the image of the Ithyphallic fertility god Min, who himself was often described as black. I wish I could read this as monotone as I can. As a matter of fact, we're going to pop this into AI because I'm not putting no excessive expression where it shouldn't be put to make you think some shit that it ain't saying. I'm about to pop this into AI and watch how the AI express the same shit, because this is what you're supposed to get out of the damn article. Hold on. Don't act like I'm doing like here go another weak ass debate tactic.
Elf seems to have been regarded as a commodity associated with sacredness and divinity.
I could do that, but
the ancient Egyptian word for bitumen is usually translated as MNNN, which has parallels with Mnevi 45. Other texts mention Mnevi on the flesh of the gods 46 and Nit mixed with Imt.
I ain't tripping. I'm gonna get that better. All right, let me see. Try to get that better. Let's see. Because I take this text and I can make videos and movies out of it. Now let's listen to this part of the conclusion.
Bitumen itself seems to have been regarded as a commodity associated with sacredness and divinity. The ancient Egyptian word for bitumen is usually translated as men, which has parallels with Mani 45. Other texts mention me on the flesh of the gods, and manit mixed with IAMT, an unknown substance, to prepare the ointment, merhet, for application to the limbs of the god Amun. Also a fecundity deity, especially in his guise as Amun Min/Kamutef, Forek, who was also shown with black flesh. A recipe from the temple of Edfu lists MMN as an ingredient of Ayat Neterjret, translated as divine stone, which was applied to images of the Ithyphallic fertility god Min, who himself was often described as black-like Amen 4950, and was also associated with aspects of Osiris. Thus, based on the results of this study, it would seem that both practical and theological associations with bitumen are responsible for the increase in its use, and of dark-colored balms generally in the latest periods of Egyptian history, as it democratized death and the transformation of the deceased into Osiris 50 and 51.
They didn't even understand that. He said it all. That it democratized death and transformation of the deceased into Osiris. Democratize in that sense means anyone could do it. But say it ain't gonna hit the link when I put up a link, Ms. React. You know how he do. Now, y'all clearly heard this article relating it to the black flesh of the god Min, right? So what is we talking about over here? I don't even get it. It's just like you need some shit to refute.
And that conclusion, after they did the results, discussing material methods and all that, yo, that's what they do. So as we go straight to it, so we don't do no struggling.
Please.
I do see that black mummy though right there. Y'all think that represents skin? Huh. Interesting. I know a little bit more about the subject than you think.
I don't
But if y'all want to say that this got something to do with black skin,
I definitely don't think that's true, good brother Bobby. You don't know more about this subject than I think. You know just about as much about the subject as I think. You don't know nothing extra about this subject. You never said the word bitterment in your life. Tell me when you said it. Stop front, man.
y'all tripping. And all to do with an Osiris.
That's what I said. Well, see, you being misleading because Osiris has a name that means black, and it's Kimi. It would have nothing to do with Osiris, which is a Greek way to say Kimi. Waser, the black god. And then all men change into Waser upon death. And I got the text that showed you needed to get your image matching Asar in order to be received into the afterlife. It don't even say in order to be received in the afterlife. What it do say is now you got the perfect image of the nature. After putting bitumen on you, and the nature is black. Please, shut up with all that dumb shit, fallacy. Y'all niggas don't know how to debate. Y'all only debate good in front of stupid people. Anybody always talking about Gish Gallop, ad hominem, fallacy. Y'all motherfuckers ain't got no content. You ain't got shit to say, Cedric. Prove it's a fallacy. Just stop saying it's one. Y'all let niggas say shit and not prove shit. This whole video, Unc been talking, he ain't proved shit yet. He just messed up talking about who wrote the article. Y'all see that? How gross that was? Anyone can read the author's contributions at the bottom. Falsify my information. Let me show you how to falsify shit. I'm about to falsify everything Unc say.
You can become an Osiris in death. And the Osirian god is represented by black color. But he's a god.
You can become an Osiris. Well, I'm not going to try to refute nothing that ain't wrong. But what you messing up about that? That if you didn't have the bitumen, then what? What if you wasn't black like the god? What if I found the text that say you got to match the image of the nature? That ain't science. That's Egyptology. You can't read no scientific document that's going to bend in the scientist was apt enough to go into the metal nature and find this shit. Well, now that we got the TLA, yeah. But I'm saying they specialize in what they specialize
in. It's sacred and divine. What does that really have to do with anything? Well, let me show you. Let me go to the NASA website real quick. Real easy. Let me show you what it got to do with. It got all to do with this. Don't let them trick you. Y'all see that contrast right there?
Yeah, you can look down here. This is almost when I stop. Because this is your second move. And this is your second move in refudiations.
So now, that's Luxor right there.
First of all, you don't even know what you're talking about. Listen to what he just said. Osiris, the god of death. Let's go back and listen. And then he about to tell you this is what it got to do with. Listen to what he said.
Well, let me show you. Let me go to the NASA website real quick.
Nope, you got to play it.
Real easy.
All this shit wrong, and I'm opening
remember that
up
whole
the link
thing
after
about
this.
the black Egyptians and the jet black god? Y'all remember all that, right? This is where the damn rubber meets the road, y'all. Anybody want to add something to this right now, man? Let me get up out the screen because it's going all the way down. Ain't no getting out of this.
You didn't know you was
Now
talking
keep
about
rocking, keep
yourself.
rocking so we can get to the meat.
Keep rocking so
gotta
you can get to the damn
you
meat.
right there.
Because you right there.
Right.
I'd have been like, yeah, you right there, my nigga. Hurry up.
So what we like to do is we like to talk about how to read a scientific article. Right? If you're a non-scientist, read the abstract.
Oh, yeah,
Read
so
the
you guys saw this
abstract,
part of. I don't even
right?
need to hear
You
none
can
of
read the
this.
introduction, right? Stay the hell away from material and methods.
So we just showed
right?
how you was fronting because you didn't read the author's contributions.
The results and discussion.
So you might as well
right?
say, stay away from the author's contributions.
Is all right. Yeah, but the conclusion, focus on the conclusion. What's different from the abstract and the conclusion? The abstract is what they're trying to prove and want to prove, right? And that conclusion, after they did the
Why are you talking about this? I swear.
results, discussing material methods and all that, yo, that's what they do.
That's filler. If this is a battle, that's filler. That ain't a lyric. That's filler.
So as we go straight to it, so we don't do no struggling.
You struggling, fam.
I do see that black mummy though right there. Y'all think that represents skin? Interesting. I know a little bit more about the subject than you think.
No, you don't.
But if y'all want to say that this got something to do with black skin, y'all tripping.
So now, I didn't just show you where they were comparing it to the black flesh in the article. So you down 0-2 coming out the gate.
And all to do with an Osiris.
How you know that? Show me a primary. Prove it. Prove it. Give me a source on that.
You can become an Osiris in death.
Who can? Everybody can? What's the process of becoming an Osiris? What do you have to be to qualify as being an Osiris? Shit you don't know nothing about, family. I guarantee you, I'm putting up the link right now because you can't answer this question. You ain't coming out the bushes to answer this question. You might come out to scream and fuss, but it ain't that vibe. Because we're not doing hostile escapes. Come out the bushes to answer this question. You don't know the answer because you're not qualified to talk about this shit. What would it take for an average man to become, what is the term to let us know that he is going to become an Osiris? Everybody who studied this shit know in the chat. Here go your link, Cedric. Come tell us what's an Osiris. You about to sit there fumbling and bumbling. Or telling the nigga, next nigga tell me on the YouTube streets what they don't appreciate getting cut the fuck up. Give a fuck about what you appreciate. Fuck I look like. Nigga, the only thing I care about is how much we appreciate each other. With value. See, we don't even understand appreciation in the sense of value. Now shit dead when the link about to get put up. You see how suckerfish niggas get? Nah, all this nigga writing is dead in the chat. You showing your panties, bruh. You need to be a better right-hand man for You leaking. I'll give it a few years. give it a minute. Shit. All you gotta know is history. Watch this shit. You ain't been around long enough. All you niggas gonna be gone.
I just got the
Green Army man. They're gonna link. Nigga, I'm talking shit. Hit it. So you can be proven wrong again, looking hella dumb. Go right ahead. Come show us what the fallacy is, Cedric. Let's get back to that weak ass refutation. Niggas hate black. Let me talk to this dude. You turning your camera on? What's up?
What it do, Smash?
Shit. So what's false? What's the fallacy?
What's your premise? Why did you bring up the bitumen argument in the first place? What was the reason for illustrating what we already knew?
All right. So you're gonna lay out what's a fallacy by asking the question?
No, I need to know what your premise is.
But
What
you
what
already
what is the
stated it was a
foundation of your
fallacy.
argument?
You already
No,
stated my
no.
premise was a
Yeah.
fallacy.
No.
Or at least what
State
part
your
was you
premise.
talking about? At least that part. I will state my premise. But what exactly was you referring to when you
Your
said something?
arguments.
Well, then you know my
Your
argument.
arguments. First of all, what was that video that you're playing? What was the refutation in that video? What was the whole point in illustrating exactly what the bitumen was used for and what it
In the
represented?
video that we're watching today with Brother Bobby, or in the initial
In the video
video,
that Brother Bobby's
to
up,
show
the
that
premise is
upon death, one had to be black like Osiris in order to be received in the image of Osir, the perfect image of Osir.
symbolism. Yeah, good. We understand that. Black represents divinity, fertility, the gods.
Give me a source on that. A primary.
I don't know. Got none.
So you just
I could pull.
repeating. You just
I can
repeating
pull up
something.
some. I can pull up. I can pull up.
Anybody on the
I
pseudo
can pull up
killers,
some
give me a
university
primary
article.
source that black means divinity. Y'all can't do that.
Osiris is black, and he was made from the black soil, the black fertile silt.
Oh,
Isn't that what I learned from you, Smash?
yeah, but now you
But you
understand the
teach, right?
concept. But then you
No,
understand the
wait a minute.
concept.
Wait a
Then go
minute.
right ahead. Go
Isn't
right
that
ahead.
what you teach, man?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
learning this from you, right?
But yeah, you let me know that you understand the concept.
And their gods represent everything that they hold dear to them.
So you just
So
said Osiris was black, right?
yeah, black
So you
like
know
the
that
soul.
upon
So he's a
death,
god, right? So you can have a god that can be blue, black, green.
no, no.
Osiris is represented green sometimes.
So give me a text on what Osiris' name. Any text, you don't. It could be a secondary. What is Osiris called when he's green?
I have no clue. That's irrelevant to the position
No,
that
it's
I have.
very relevant because the only name he's called by that represents a color is Kim, black.
Yes, a god can be black like the night, and he's made by the fertile silt of the Nile.
All right,
You
bro.
teach it. Who has any contention with that? Nobody. A god can be pitch black. And if I want to represent myself like the gods, I would call myself black, like the gods.
Okay, so then what's the problem with what I'm saying? You agree with me now? Because the only way you can represent yourself black like the gods is through skin color.
That there is conjecture.
Or well, tell me then how else you can represent yourself black like the gods, other than skin color.
By defining yourself as such.
No, their effigy, their image, their physical image.
Let me ask this question.
Oh man.
Based on the premise that Reggie, you have, for example, Pepe called himself black. But Pepe said he was born of a black bull and a black ram. This is what I get from you guys. Does this mean that his mama was a ram and his daddy was a bull and they're both black? That's why he's a black human being? This is symbolism. This has nothing to do with his physical, actual color. That's the conjecture part. When you understand that they were trying to represent themselves like the gods. So that conjecture,
when I show you
that you make,
I hear what you're saying.
Actually representing the skin color of a whole nation, that there
let me
is
show you something.
conjecture, and you cannot make that claim.
So
One
of the reasons I was trying to explain this to Bobby another day, that ancient Egyptian idioms and American idioms are different. So to be like, what do you mean black sheep, black ram? He the black sheep, he the black ram. No, they were in a more elementary state of even metaphor, and a lot of the things were actually analogous to their people all the way. For instance, a black herd is called Kemet. So is the people of Kemet. That people would be called the cattle, right? And so we got all these elementary ways of understanding to where you probably wouldn't understand. He really did perceive his mama as the black sheep and his daddy as the black ram, and he turned out as a bull.
Yes. I completely concur. He saw that his parents represented these gods, and these gods were black, and these are
See,
animals
that's where
that
you're
they
messing
held
up.
and they held they held black as a
So there were no
representation.
gods
When they
mentioned. We didn't
identify
mention any
things as
gods.
black, when they identify things as black, it is a form of divinity. It is a form
Okay,
of
but right
fertility.
now in the attestation you just cited, no gods were mentioned. He was
I
simply
didn't
said a
mention any
black
attestation.
sheep. So let's just take it in context for a linguistic analysis of what he really trying to say. A black sheep ain't a deity in Kemet. A black ram, or the ram when it is a deity, isn't required to be black. The black bull is indeed a deity, the Apis or Kim-er. So now we could get even more of analogy of what he was talking about. He say he born from a black sheep and a black ram and became the black bull. So to us, we thinking he was born of some, to speak, commoners, or for less of lack of better words, and became the leader. But let's just be clear, because we shouldn't be focusing on that as much as we should be focusing on the blackness. The fact that the ram was black and that the sheep was black, these aren't idioms. Like, he's not saying a black cat like it's bad or something. This is simply to be looking at the physical attributes of these things that he was saying he was fashioned after.
But they aren't black sheep.
Pardon?
And the black bull, we know, is symbolic because it represents fertility. This is their whole use of the black word. So now, if he is representing his parents as
That's
these
not true.
animals, we know
That's not
that
true.
he's not talking about them as physical beings.
So that's
And
not
he
true.
talks about himself as the black bull. And isn't the
So
black
I don't know
bull
why you're just running
something
on. We can
divine?
have a normal conversation. You trying to extend your sentences when you know you ain't got nothing else to say. You just said that already. You know what I'm saying?
And
Maybe it's a distraction tactic.
A man refers to his parents by two animals, and he refers to those two animals as the color, that they
this is what
see
we about
as
to do. This is what we
divinity.
about to do. We about to show people how we do it. You got the floor. I'm about to mute myself. Talk till you finish talking, and then I'm gonna come in after you. Go right ahead.
Again, I'm going to repeat myself. He represents himself metaphorically by three animals. All of them, all these animals represented by the color that the Egyptians see as divine. Their god is black, made from the black silk. He didn't refer to his mama and papa and himself. He is using metaphors. And he's using metaphors to explain how he sees his parents as divine. Why would he use black in an environment where black is insignificant as a phenotype?
All right, I take that as the end. So it's just a bunch of elementary mistakes going on. Simple little mistakes. And people don't catch them, and people think you know what you're talking about. The gods were not made out of the silk. Okay? They weren't. Man was made out of the black silk. So that's a correction. You already ain't caught one nothing. You ain't even said nothing convincing them nothing. But I just want to illustrate these errors. Man was made out of the black silk. You also said, and I asked for a source on it, that blackness has something to do with divinity. I don't want another Egyptological book because that's going to mean you only could stay on that lower level. I would like at least elite
I'm on
Egyptological
the
book.
lower level then.
What I mean with this
I'm sorry.
conversation,
I'm
yes, yes,
simply on the
you
lower level
definitely are, because you want me to illustrate why. That book,
because I use the science. Simply.
no, I don't know about that, but yeah, I have heard you talk about science. But in the method, that book that you're using, they're going to cite a source at the bottom that they looked at, and that source is going to be the primary. So if you don't have the aptitude or the training or skills to look at what your source looked at, then you gotta rely on that source. But
Exactly.
I got some tools for you, and we could use them together to see if we both could come to similar conclusions. Because I don't think a person gotta know the metal netter to engage in this argument, but you gotta know what level you on. When you gotta depend on someone who does read the metal netter, it's just not going to be me. It'll be another person from another book who can examine the primary in its original language. You got the floor.
So I take the word of the people that put it together, the scientists, those who can read it and come to the conclusions that they come to, because it's not just by reading that singular text that they understand how the Egyptian used the color, right? And what it represents.
All right, so that's pretty. I think I muted myself. Can you hear me, Cedric?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh yeah, so yeah, and that's cool to do, to stay on the guardrails and go by what the scientists say. But we got to know those scientists aren't Egyptologists, right? And so they did some very good work looking up the ancient Egyptian terms for bitumen. But even in that scientific document, they left out what I'm about to show you here. And any of us can pull this up from an embalming text, okay, from Thebes West, where it'll show us, and we don't have to speculate, or we don't have to act like we know why they did it. We go into the language and see what they said in the primary text and not what these books say, right? And so we could come across this line right here. You remember the scientific article said MNNN is bitumen. Now, if you see on my screen, when I click on it, it clearly says asphalt. That is the bitumen. So now we already a step past that other level, because we're looking at it in the original language, and we're going to be able to see what it was done with it. We'll look at the text around it. So right here, we'll see it says your enemies will not exist. Now, I wish I could just go to the metal netter. So we got this rubric for ha. This is an injection like aha. You know what I'm saying? And with ser, which is the netter, the black netter, remember that, right? With ser,
yep.
It nater. So they just saying he's the good God, or God's father, the father of the gods, right? So let's going to get back to English. Let's follow it. So they just mentioned the one we know as Kemi, the black god. They said, receive for yourself, not for Osiris, but for the deceased. Receive for yourself the perfect grains of life are on your arm. Your hands will be clean. Remember, this is an embalming ritual. So they telling you this, they put some grains on his arms. Now here they're cleaning his hands. Now here is what we need to look at. It says, receive the bitumen for you. Your being is perfect. Now, this is why I argue this is the primary text that shows you that adding the bitumen to the deceased indeed turned them into us on Osiris, because once they received this bitumen, we have the statement, your being is perfect. But it'll probably be hard to understand if we don't go into the ancient Egyptian. So we can still see the MMN, Nefer. So this is bitumen. Now we got Nefer for beauty. That's why they say perfect here. But let's click this word and see what this says and see how this is a checkmate, okay? So they put the black bitumen on him, and what did they say? It is a manifestation of a God. The nature, okay? Now, the nature of the God, after rubbing the black bitumen on him. This is the image, the effigy, or the being of the nature being expressed by you finally taking on his image. It says it right here in plain text. So this was not added or amended into the article. And if we only just using those sources, we would not be able to add this additional perspective. And that they'll keep on telling you more and more about this use of this bitumen. But let's just, before I turn over the floor, let's focus on this. They told him to receive the bitumen for you. They really don't say that. Let's come over here. This is like to receive, to take possession of, okay? Now look, this is to you, right here, to NK. So it's like, it's brought to you, you took possession of it, but to you don't make sense with receive. It's like given to you, received to you. Look, the asphalt, right? Now let's look at what it say next. Nefer, good, beautiful, perfect. And then it says manifestation of the God. Nature of the God. So now it's an ointment. So ointments don't do anything but go on skins. It's a topical ointment. They don't go in wounds, they go on the skin. And this is the embalming text that says, why I will yield the floor. I'd like to see what you think about that. You on mute. Oh, maybe I got it so you can't unmute. Let me see. Here you go. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I absolutely concur with everything that they're doing there. Again, they engage in a process of mummification, and they are trying their best to resemble or become the gods. Right. So they use this product to blacken the body of the deceased to resemble the god, because black is a symbol of divinity. So when do we have them using the word black in reference to certain animals or themselves or their land? It is a testament of divinity. It's a testament of fertility.
So then again, even though you can't you won't be able to provide any primary sources on that. And I know why, because I researched it in the language
But
and I found out.
the God is not a human being.
But
The
I just
God
want to
can
show
be
you
jet
why they
black.
say that. I'm gonna show you why the Egyptologists really say that. Like for real, it ain't coming from a text that say ancient Egyptians. If they say papyrus, this says we are black because of fertility. It ain't one of those that exists. I'm about to try to show you why they say that. Let me see. So you're gonna have to be cautious on wielding those cliches as if they are some undogmatic, newly revealed information that is ready for debate with somebody who deal with the situation. That's just an old ass trope. I mean, it's not a racist trope, but it's just like something that people have learned to say that they never seen the primary on. Now I'm going to show you why they say that. The only reason why they say blackness is rooted to divinity is because of two people. Osiris was there, which they find black all the time, and he a god. And Amos Nefertari, who's a woman who they find in 50 other tombs besides hers. There's no text that says she's deified, but we assume that since she is one of the only ladies who arrives in other tombs, and when they draw her in those tombs, she's jet black. This is how they made the conjecture that you keep standing on. They don't have a papyrus that says that. They seen this black god all over, and they said he wasn't just really black. Blackness is rooted in divinity. But there's no, again, I'm saying it 1,500 billion times, it ain't no primary text that say that. No ancient Egyptian ever said that. You know what else another ancient Egyptian ever said? That we get this word Kemet because of the Black Nile soil. There is no attestation of that. The first one you get comes from Plutarch, who's a Greek who was trying to explain away the same black phenomenon that you seem to be trying to explain away. So if they go ahead.
How do they define their land? What do they call their land? What does Kemet mean?
That's a very good
The
question.
black land?
I might have a slide up here we can show. So everybody, just for people following along, are you seeing my slides in the chat section?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm seeing your slide.
All right, so I'm gonna go to that so people can see it with us. Now we got to be clear about this too, and this is another misconception. We'll show both here the red land and the black land. Before I expound, I'm gonna let you. There, the black land and the red land, both of these make up what we know as Egypt.
Read.
All right. So you asked a question about this?
No, the word the black land. Why do they refer to the land as the black land?
That's a very good question. And so it's actually been conjectured upon by many people. Hold on just for a second. My wife walked in. All right, my bad. I apologize. So, that now the most and this is a good one, Cedric. That's a very good question. And now that we see that, I hope you don't think I'm misleading you by telling you there's no primaries on this thing. This is the third piece of cliche information that you're standing on to mount your argument that there is no primary attestation to. Now, again, this is going to take us not to Plutarch. I think we're going to go to Strabo. One of them said they call the lands Egypt Chemia because of the blackness of the soil is like the black of the eye or something. That's a Greek who said that. And another one, but I don't want to misquote the opposite. And so the ancient Egyptians called it black. I do think it got something to do with the soil, okay? But I couldn't give you a primary on that either. I would either be leaning on the conjecture of the that you're leaning on or forming my own, you know.
Exactly. And again, to the point of looking for primary attestation, it would be I wouldn't assume that you would find a primary attestation illustrating their symbolism. That is just in the vernacular of the people and understood by the people that read whatever was written at that point in time. So they understood the symbolism. So it is again, scientists reach to these conclusions by examining the text, understanding what was going on, and they reach to these conclusions. And we argue from a lot of these conclusions in general. For example, the fact that Kemet means black land is an argument that I hear within the black conscious community. I hear you saying that, Smash, as if it is a accepted fact. So I am only stating what I hear you saying and breaking down and doing your analysis. Like, let me say
Before
this
you
one
continue,
time.
do you mean to
Great
say
show this
black
morning.
land right there? Because you said black land, like no one else
Yeah.
says that. Is that what you meant to say? You can continue, but I just wanted some clarity.
Like Kemet
You
means
never
the
heard
black
nobody
land.
else say that Kemet mean the black land, but me?
No, that's a general accepted
Exactly.
term. So that's why I'm wondering now: are we disputing that, or is that accepted and that the premise we're removing from?
Oh no, I don't think that. So that's a very good question. The last time that it was actually discussed was, I mean, in a symposium type style was 1974. The work after that ain't really been no discussions on the meaning of the name of Kemet. Everybody opted or deferred to it just means Egyptians, right? And so whether it means black land, I would definitely not disagree with that. But it comes down to why it means black land. Some say
Yes.
it means black land because of the people. Some say it means black land because of the soil. And when we look for attestations on either, we're absent. But guess what we have? We have more evidence that it means black land for the people than we have evidence that it means black land for the soil. We look at the philology all day. We go over tons of texts and ask one of these people who think it means black fertile soil to show us a text where they talking about this black fertile soil. You see, I've say in the text corpus day and night, I'm like, if it meant so much, it'd be one text. Even the farmer's text, the eloquent peasant, he doesn't talk about going to Kemet, which would to him, since it's the 12th dynasty, to get to grow anything. He say he wants to take his goods and trade them for food in the land of Kemet. And so I'm like, I'm looking all through this stuff, and they do say it's food there, but I want to hear about the soil, which was so important, which we know it was. I'm not belittling it, but it don't seem to have entered into the metaphorical lexicon as strongly as people suggest.
So is there any work to actually contest the current consensus?
Oh
So
yeah,
you
it's
could
tons of work. So let's make sure we know we're on an even battlefield because again, actually, it's lopsided in the in the side of the contention. And they even said it in 1974 that Diop and them had so much overwhelming evidence because they was the one arguing that it meant black people. The other scholars was arguing that it meant black land. We got to notice that all of the scholars was in contention that it was rooted on a term for blackness. Why? This what there was the research question. Diop and them said it was because of the people. The other scholars said it was because of the land. Now, after that, they just decided that look, we shouldn't even trip off this. This is all racial, and let's just say it was Egyptians. But no work has followed that up. And so again, the scales is lopsided in the side of evidence towards black having to do with something for the people. As you can see, when Asar and them tried to mount a new argument against it, they had to go create something all the way brand new and couldn't even provide much evidence to mount their claims. And so you got the floor.
So as it stands, the consensus is Kemet represents the black land, right? And the question that seemingly you have, right, is whether it refers to the people or to the soil. Now,
Well,
if we look
for
up,
the sake of this conversation, yes, because that ain't my
okay,
ultimate research question. But yeah, and for the sake of
no,
this,
no.
that's my position.
Okay, now I'm gonna stick with the current consensus
Yeah.
that it refers to the silt. Now, haven't I heard you? I actually read that Osiris himself was formed out of the silt up to the black land or the black silt.
No. Only
How
the
was
people.
Osiris?
Only the people. The people, man was made by Khnum on the potter's wheel. Khnum is a god. Osiris would have been right beside him. You feel me? Khnum made man on the potter's wheel, not Osiris.
And how was Osiris created?
On the potter's wheel. Oh, I'm sorry.
Osiris.
No, he was created in a different myth. He was created in a whole nother story. So these are different mythologies. We got 4 of them. I think the one that ain't which one that which got Osar being created. That's not Memphite. That's Ptah. But he was created. He was born. Osar was born. He has,
Maybe I got the gods mixed up, but I think one of them was created out of the silk, the black
No,
land.
that's the man
of
who
the
was
black
made. That
soil.
was man who was made out of the suit.
Okay. So now,
Let's stay
itself,
there for a minute because it's not metaphorical when you just mold a piece of clay and you have no control over the color. Whatever you mold, like if you make a car out of black clay, you have no control on whether you're molding a black car or not. It's going to turn out a black car. So if Khnum made man out of black clay, he had no control over whether he was molding a black man or not. He just simply made one. Do we disagree?
we don't disagree, but that's a metaphor. That's not real.
But you know what metaphors do? They let us understand how people, understand their own society. The outer realms of thought that describe their own society. Like like if I was to say, I can't even do it right now because even though that's what I do for a living, but I'm just saying it'll allow people to manifest or to tell another person via comparison how things appear in their reality. You know what I'm saying? It's a metaphor. And so if you start to do a metaphor, that let us know that there is some black reality, whether it is about the flesh or whether it resulted in being equated to the flesh. I'm not saying it just had to start all off the flesh. What if it started off the silk and they said, damn, I'm black like this shit too. Let's make a story about Khnum on the potter's wheel. Whatever it is, there is a black reality in Egypt that cannot be pseudoed away.
And I'm not saying there isn't a black reality. What I'm saying is that we cannot make the leap to a people that have no reason to refer to themselves as black other than the way that they symbolically use the term to
Oh, hold
refer to
on. Put up a
themselves
two
as
if Cedric
divine.
already got beat up enough. Then we're gonna let Brother Bobby Banger in. We doing mono e mono tonight. Yeah. Put up a two. If he need to get beat up some more, put up a one. But I'm not about to get all belligerent and we ain't gonna
No,
start
no, no.
screaming and stuff. Yeah.
I ain't got nothing more. I
Yeah.
ain't got nothing more. I'm standing on the premise that I stand on. I haven't been moved,
But you came in
although I
here and
appreciate.
agreed. You ain't come in here and do nothing but agree, bro.
No, you see, we agreed up until a point, and where I disagree with the conjecture and the leap that you're making to it represents skin color is where where the roads part.
All right, well, hold
That's
on.
where
Well,
the
hold on, because
roads
we
part.
still got this on the screen, good brother. If this is your last point of contention, just simply read this analogy for me and tell me how I going making some conjecture when the scientific article compared it to the flesh of, gods don't really have flesh, right? So just like we saying,
Exactly.
in their metaphoric schemata, they imagine their gods as being black. Like it say that, and so I'm just gonna go right. I'm Control F, black flesh. You see right here. So I'm just gonna read this again. The ancient Egyptian word for bitumen is usually translated as MNNN, which is a parallel with minti. It says other texts show aminti on the flesh of the gods, and aminet are minnet, and ahimet says a unknown substance to prepare the ointment. Now, to prepare this other ointment, marhet, for application to the limb of the god Amen. Now, let me stop. You know they never got to put that on the god Amen, right? So they made this
No,
black paste, but think about it. Think about what if me and you were the embalmers? We are preparing this ointment for the god Amen, but we never gonna get to put it on him. We gonna put him on another deceased and turn him into the god Amen if we need to do this. But it says also a fecundity deity, especially in his guise as men, Amen men, Kamutef, who was also shown with black flesh. Now, Cedric, if the conclusion of this article about bitumen is bringing to your attention that their natures are shown with black flesh, and then it goes
yes,
on to tell us about how this may it has something to do with a practical or theological associations. How you think
yes.
that theological association would be made if the initial denotation was, we initially got this blackness through skin color and flesh of a God that don't
No,
even exist.
of the gods. This is symbolism. They are trying to equate the skin of the dead to the gods so that they can
Exactly.
become gods.
Exactly. That's exactly what we manifest. And in order to do that, what do? They make them black, correct?
Exactly,
Oh
because the
man, I got you
gods
on
are jet
agreeership
black.
tonight. I'm gonna hit you with the
So
link in a minute, Bobby. I'm
no,
getting
no,
all this agreeership up out of Cedric
continue
right
reading.
now.
Continue
Man, you
reading.
done did nothing but agree tonight, man. We want some
Continue
smoke.
reading, right?
No, we
Continue
need some
reading.
smoke. Hold on.
So the black people die, and
Get up out of here. Removed. You ain't got no smoke for smash. Don't report. Get him up out of here. That boy wasn't ready. Golly. You trying to tell me you gonna come in here and agree with me about everything in order to get out of this one? Man, you just did agreeership. Hey, Bobby, I could take your yes man, bruh. You see that? I could take your yes man. Because you just yesed up all on me. Agreeership. Bobby, I can take your yes man is not your best man, Bobby. Trust me. It's the brother like me who tell you, man, you're tripping. You got post-traumatic Nubian syndrome. Now let me share the link. All right. And I know that's a good thing to have, Brother Bobby, because you don't want nobody to mess up like you did. So you protecting us. Shout out to my brother. Next up on the mic, We got when correct and smash goes wrong. Live on the Smash Rockwell show, we'll be featuring our good brother, Bobby, bumping them banger. Just bumping them gums, talking, doing a little bit of teaching. Come on, Brother Bobby. Get ready. We're going to go all the way back to the beginning of the video when you said I made a mistake by saying that this was given to us by a woman. There's the link. And we probably need to listen to some music in the meanwhile.
Morodic script in
All right,
my
that's
car
the theme
too.
song.
Roll
We already
through
knocked
with
down
them
Cedric.
arches. All cool. That's in my Shinu.
Then he said I ran.
Oh my God. For meteorite should
Now,
be
just
charged.
stop that.
Turbocharged.
Now, if you ever got in a real, let's just take me and your discourse that we just had, and let's just metaphorically act like we Neo from the Matrix, right? And let's turn that into a street fight that we just had. I didn't just beat the brakes off you like a street fight, Cedric. I just showed you cannot box with me. You feel me? I didn't just scrape you right now. That wasn't my intent. I just clearly showed you that you should not ever raise your fist. I'm talking about, I hope people get the analogy. People sometimes don't get these analogies. You see, the little discourse we just had, you should have probably just learned that you shouldn't try that shit no more. Now, the link is up. It's been up. I started to count minutes. Oh, I put up the link, Bobby. What happened? Hold on, let me share it again. Hold up, here we go. Oh, that's the other video. Hold up, man. I just shared it a minute ago. Didn't I share it? Act like you ain't seen the link. Oh, I put hands on Cedric real quick, Bobby. It was hella funny. He came in here and he was trying to be good for you, but he can't fuck with me. Let me see. Like, see, y'all, only way y'all gonna get me is to bring me out of my, don't let me be in my, this is what I do. Y'all all out of bounds. There go the link. Y'all all out of bounds. I'm about to pin the link. Pin the link. All out of bounds. Don't y'all like when I start singing? We're gonna let Bobby get on the big screen. Bobby, big screen. What's up with y'all erroneous ass corrections? Bobby,
Talking to me?
Bobby, big screen.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep it right here. So if you look at the paper, there's 3 names on the paper, and it's in the order. So the lead person is always the first name.
Oh,
and by the way, how you doing, Smash? And how you doing, audience?
But you starting off wrong. Don't say that. Did you not go read the author's contributions before clicking the link? The lead person is always there.
I don't got to do that. So the first person that they named by order. Mm-hmm. So the first name is actually the lead person, but we don't got to do all that, right? And we understand the credentials of the lady, right? And she specializes in mummification and understanding that. We read that. So I produced 2 sources. I use your source and I use the British Museum source, right? So what I'm going to ask you is real simple. You the man. Does those sources say what you're saying? I'm just simply reporting what the source says.
What do you mean?
I just want to ask you, without all the extra stuff, is the source that you read and say that the bitumen had something to do with human skin? That's all I want to know, bro. I don't want to argue.
It said it had to do with humans matching the flesh of the gods. So by default.
No. Go read it.
We read it earlier, but you're not dealing with your initial mistake.
No.
You said that they line this up. That makes no difference the order you see it. You would have to read. Let me respond. You would have to read the author's contributions. You shouldn't just be like, oh, her name first, his name second.
But that's what
that's
it
who
is,
did the article. Nah, you messed that up. Let me prove that you're 100% wrong. Let me prove it.
I'm not. Everybody know how scientific.
Well, you're going to try to convince them you're right, but this data on the screen is going to prove that you're wrong.
Smash. what I'm asking you is, you got everybody watching. Does that article say that the reason they use the black goo and the bitumen to represent dark skin, not the
Bobby
gods? The gods
Banger,
don't
in
got
your
this shit.
video, that's not the first thing you corrected me on. So can
Nope,
we
no,
address the
nope.
first
But
thing
that's
you
the
corrected
point.
me
No,
on?
no, I
You trying to
addressed
get
you on
away from
trying to
this
make
one,
the
huh?
black
You
skin.
know when they running around the room, ain't no need to
No,
run. I just take my
I'm not trying
weapons.
to smash.
I would
I just
not
want to
look when
stay
they
right
grab
there.
that belt and you about to get
Smash.
that ass and you running around.
No,
Ah, no,
smash.
stop
I just
running
want to
around the
stay on the
room.
point, though. I don't want the people to forget what the point is. My
Yeah.
point wasn't how much she contributed. My point was that you don't have the expertise that that lady had. That was my point.
But
Regardless of how much she added to the
she
article.
didn't even step into this article as an expert.
She stepped into the article as a what?
Doing data analysis.
Thank you.
For us with two other people who had their own task on the job.
So who is in charge?
Not her.
Understanding. Hold on. But she's not gonna let with something with her name on it.
She's not in charge of anything with this project. Let's just read it. See, this is why we should not just argue when we got the
so that's
author's
the game.
contributions
I just want to make
here.
sure that's the game, though.
What you mean?
I just want to know
I thought this was always the game. We
no, the
read
game
what the
is
article
black
say.
skin. No, the game is black
we haven't got to that point because you don't want to concede that you messed up about saying he said he. You said it was a woman and that woman is insignificant.
I did mess up because you're trying to push that they talk about the black skin. That's what you're pushing.
But we haven't got to that point yet.
But I want to get you that.
So you don't want to. All right, we'll get to that as soon as you admit you fucked this up. You don't have to admit it. The people can just clearly see it. You don't have to admit it. Let's read. KAC carried out the laboratory work, participated in data analysis, that's 2 tasks, participated in the design of the study, that's 3 tasks, and drafted the manuscript, that's 4 tasks. Here go your girl, SI, participated in data analysis. Well, the first person did that, so she don't even got her own task. SI participated in data analysis and helped draft the manuscript. She had 2 tasks. The man who I was referring to when I said he conceived of the study, designed the study, coordinated the study, participated in data analysis, and helped draft the manuscript. He conceived the study. He should be rewarded. You should put respect on his name, not on the lady who only did things that other people was already doing. So you know you're wrong on that.
You made the absolute easiest way to deal with your food waste.
What's that?
Hey, Smash,
What's that?
That was my fault. You're a great talker, but everybody that studied with me and studied with the pseudo killers, we just look at the paper and we look at the order of the names. So she's
that's the problem, bro.
Okay, listen. You just read the order yourself, and the order matches up on the heading right there.
But
Smash.
the order don't say what the words say.
It don't.
The orders don't say this S.I. Ikram woman did anything substantial.
No, it does. It says she analyzed the data and
she participated. She got a participation. That means other people, all 3 of them did that.
Smash. Is that the hill you trying to down for no reason?
Chef coming to tell you. I don't
need nobody to tell me. I'm saying that's not even.
He hit the link for a reason.
Read the order. Smash, you just read the order, dog. Smash, you read the order, yo.
But the order don't matter. Who conceived the study? Was it a male or a woman, Aunt? Was it conceived by a man or a woman, Aunt?
It's the man.
All right, well, I wasn't wrong.
I
got the sound bites.
The lead on the paper.
Chef, I love getting these sound bites, Chef.
Smash, the conversation wasn't about who was the lead. The conversation was, I brought an expert that specializes in mummification. That's what I was talking about.
You said he wrong. And we can watch your video. Look.
Smash. She said you said it. So I'm saying you should not be dishonest to the people right now.
Man,
I'm not gonna be like Cedric. You could just put me off.
How could I be being dishonest when I'm the only one who wants to read what the author's contributions say?
Make the article
think about that.
That it's talking about black skin. It's not.
We ain't got to that yet. But
since
you have not conceded that you messed up on your first erroneous correction.
Everybody
all right, let's go listen back to what you said then. You said, first of all, it ain't a he.
Listen, this is what I'm about to do. I'm great. Get off of here.
Why?
Right? Because I got somebody that actually went to Egypt coming on the show.
Oh, what time they coming on? They went to
They
Egypt?
coming on the 8th. They coming on the 8th.
Somebody
Yeah,
who went to Egypt, and they gonna
Went
be
to
able to
Egypt.
say something?
No, they's gonna talk about their trip, bro.
I thought you was talking about. I thought you meant in regards to this. My bad. I thought you meant.
No. I'm just saying. I'm gonna make my closing statement. That paper there, no matter how you twist it, says nothing about that they are talking about black people with black skin in that article. It's not.
That's not necessarily true.
It's black group. No, for you, it's not. I get it.
But we can read the words.
No, you can't. No, you cannot.
Bruh.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
So right here, let's just read the
man.
part where it say, in his guise as Amen Min Kamut F, and they're talking about a Netcher who was also shown with black flesh. Now, if you continue reading, they're trying to figure out.
Reading.
A recipe from the Temple of Edfu lists MNN as an ingredient of Ahat Neteru, translated as divine stone, which was applied to the images of the Ithyphallic fertility god Min, who himself was also described as black, like men, right? But they never really got to put it on this god. They only could put it on people, is what y'all need to understand.
Nah, you made that up.
What? So they can put it on the god. Like, no, you guys are going crazy. They can put it. They can really put.
The reason they put it on the statues is because it had magic.
Oh, they don't say nothing about statues
because they
here,
did not
bro.
understand agriculture to the point where
just
they
making shit up.
That black. I'm not.
Show me where it say statues here.
Smash. Because I showed two sources. I don't just come at you with one source.
What do you mean? You haven't showed. I didn't watch your whole video. Show me here where this source is saying anything about statues.
I don't have to, Smash. You know,
so you just making stuff up. You just making it up.
That's not. No. I'm telling you that they actually pour the shit. They actually have buckets of it in the tomb. All the stuff that you supposed to know.
No. You talking about statues, not statues and sarcophagi and the bunks are two different things.
So
bro.
Why would they pour black skin on a wooden statue, bro? Why would they pour black goo on the daggone sarcophagus? It makes no sense,
I think this is the way why you fool yourself that you be winning arguments.
Yourself.
No, let me tell you. The reason why, because we're not even talking about that. You're escaping the data that's on the screen. Every time I show you,
read the data,
I just got through reading it and you started avoiding it.
I didn't avoid it, Smash. You playing that wild trickery game right now. You got the loudest mic. I'm on my phone. I ain't on my mic. Nobody's seeing you reading that. I'll go do a whole show and read it word for word, Smash.
You just did. You just did a whole show and messed it all up.
No, you messed it up, Smash.
But I let the AI read it, Bobby. I'll press it again. I let the AI read it because I know y'all be coming with anything y'all can say. So let's listen to the AI read it again.
Bitumen itself seems to have been regarded as a commodity associated with sacredness and divinity. The ancient Egyptian word for bitumen is usually translated as men, which has parallels with mani foiai. Other texts mention me on the flesh of the gods.
Man, I put it in AI because I knew y'all was going to say that type of shit. Listen to what he say, bro.
Itself seems to have been regarded as a commodity associated with sacredness and divinity. The ancient Egyptian word for bitumen is usually translated as men, which has parallels with mani foiai. Other texts mention me on the flesh of the gods, and manit mixed with IAMT, an unknown substance, to prepare the ointment, merhet, for application to the limbs of the god Amun. Also a fecundity deity, especially in his guise as Amun means / Kamutef, 40, who was also shown with black flesh. A recipe from the temple of Edfu lists MMN as an ingredient of Ayat Netujuret, translated as divine stone, which was applied to images of the Ithyphallic.
So all I'm saying is you trying to say it's the way I'm reading it. I'm like,
no, I ain't say that. Nope. I'm not Cedric. Where he come in here and give away points he don't got to give away. I'm standing right there. That article is talking about the fucking black goo, the asphalt.
Oh my God.
And matching up to the magical soil of the Nile that grew plants. That's why they have a SAR being quote unquote vegetation, green skin, right? And the black. One is death and resurrection, and the other one is growth and fertility.
I just asked your man for a source on that. I presume you ain't got no sources.
Man,
on that
Wikipedia for that.
That's not a source.
The first line.
That's not a source. Where did Wiki get it from?
For me, it is.
For
me, it is not y'all.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's levels to this. There's levels to this.
What's up, bro? Huh?
Chef, where you at? We want to hear from you.
Damn,
Hey, you
I'm
might
not
need to mute, Unc. We can hear you. You might need to mute.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I'm still stuck at the point where you had said, or correct me if I'm wrong, that the reason why it was found on more bodies in the later period was because the people in the older period didn't have to put it on because their skin had already reflected the color of the gods.
Exactly.
Or
That's my
what
statement. Yep.
That's your stance.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what y'all need to be arguing.
Bro, you can see that right by looking on the chart.
I'm not arguing. That's a wild point. Get out of here.
Well, you don't never got nothing real to say. You just saying slang terms. Say something that's a refutation.
Here's the refutation. So you're denying the new kingdom? That's all I want to know. Are they invaders? That's all I want to know. Are they lighter than the old kingdom? That's what I want to know.
Well, yeah, just if you look at the chart, here's my response. If you look at the
so
chart,
invaders?
If you look at the chart, hold on, I could easily mute you. I don't like that shit. Like, come on now, you ain't about to keep talking while I'm talking. I ain't gonna do like the other people who let your tactics work. I'll use all the technology. Technology, nigga. So now I will allow you to unmute yourself, but just showing that button works.
No.
Right,
so you
thank you.
So the new kingdom is just whiter. I got you. Not a problem.
Now look, look, check me out. Now in the old pre-dynastic, they had 9 mummies. 0 of them used bitumen. But I can show you attestation that nothing changed with being black, and you had to be a wazir since the old kingdom. But you're not going to qualify that because it will require you having a skill set to be able to look into the medunetter to vet it. You're going to have to wait till a white person writes this shit down before you believe it. Because I don't know if you think I said it as respectful.
You said that right.
But I think on top of that, I think I said it as respectfully as I could frame it when I was trying to figure out. Not that. I'm talking about what I'm about to say. When I came up with the post-traumatic Nubian syndrome. Because in all decency, I was trying to figure out why you so anti-black all of a sudden. And I thought it was a protection mechanism because you've been had by cults before and you don't want people close to you to ever be had again.
Absolutely.
Well, there we have.
And you had them right, and you had them right now. And I hope I said that as much as respectfully as I can.
But see,
you're actually doing the same thing that York did.
I know that's what you think. That's the
paranoia
of the syndrome. See, that's the paranoia of the syndrome.
I agree with you. Good
so what we say here is you've been had that something that was not was. So now that when something that you don't know about that was, you reject it like it was not. With no evidence or no facts. You just do that on general principle.
No, that's where you get it mixed up and where you're wrong at. Because I used to sit in the Wapian class and you would look at the source and it wouldn't say what the man was saying out of his mouth. So I'm getting the same thing, not just from you, from Jabari, from Reggie. It's the wildest thing ever. You sitting here denying the new kingdom where most of the innovation occurred in Egypt. I'm like, really? So now the new kingdom are invaders? That doesn't even make no sense. No one said
nothing like that.
You say they whiter in the new kingdom.
No, look, you didn't even let me get through the data because in the new kingdom, it's simply 18 mummies they looked at and 9 of them used bitumen. So what about that? Say what you said. I said.
What I'm trying to tell you is, that is more innovation. They learning more about chemicals and all of that, and there's microbial principles to the bitumen. Part of the modification, and none of them articles say anything about skin. You're introducing that. What I really want to say is, brother, I'm not mad at you because you are a great metanetic teacher, and I never can take that from you. What I'm saying is you're misrepresenting the scientific article, and I don't even have a problem with you actually coming up with your own conclusion away from that particular scientific article because you do read metanetic.
This is the thing about
That's all I'm saying, man.
And then, if we was ever to go on a real stage of debate, you'd have to fix that about your discourse. You're convincing, right? But you just don't got no substance in what you're saying. You can't falsify this. Like, for instance, when you put something on the screen, I'm going to falsify it and show how it's not true. I'm not going to just say why I think it could be not true. For instance, if my claim is that in the old kingdom, they did not use the bitumen because Let me just detail this slow. Because they already was black. Then in the Middle Kingdom, we see half of the people used it. And then in the New Kingdom, the majority, all the people use it. Now, first data point is that the article says it was because of a change in religious theology that made this happen. Now, if I could falsify that, I'm on a ground that you ain't on. And I could falsify that easily by saying ever since the first Old Kingdom, attestations, when the Tsar came in, a man would become a Wasar whenever his words was deemed ma'akaru. Okay, so everybody can't even get bitumen put on them anyway, because if you ain't ma'akaru, you can't even turn to Wasar. These are data points you will not get out of a scientific article. We do in-depth research in our own field to enable me to just pull this off the top of the dome pertaining to the subject matter.
Don't agree with him.
No. I agree. No. I agree with him on what they was doing in the later kingdoms, right?
Stupid.
No, Chef, shut the fuck up, Chef.
Nah, come on, man. He chilling. You getting too hard for that.
You're not
you
chilling with that, hard. Yo. I know what I was about to say.
My bad. I didn't mean
I
to
was
make
about to
him
say
do
the
that,
religious
Chef. My
part.
bad.
Yeah, let me handle that. He got to stop that. Either he man enough to have a conversation with you and let me slide out.
Chef like a ref though. Chef the ref. You going off
I don't need the chef ref.
Don't waste time on Chef. Come back to your man's
remember,
over here, man. Come
on. You remember I always say, yo, when I'm here and I'm matching up with you with your type of skill set, I don't need no help. Because they gonna always fuck me up. I don't need no help. Don't nobody jump in when me and you talking. Right. So I'm saying when you're talking about the data points and talking about the use, how much they're using it, I already understand. What they was doing was in the older kingdoms, right? They was using for royal shit. And the more you get to the Roman and Greek periods, they was actually letting more regular people get the same process. So they had to have something that was easily eradicable that they could point that shit and make it that way.
You just made that up,
whole
Bobby.
Thing. I did make that up.
The article don't say it, and the chart in front of us proves it. If anybody is astute and
Dude,
this,
I got
and they just looking at what we looking at.
You didn't know that though, Smash?
Well, we're talking about. So this is hella funny.
No, what part I made up though?
But this is what you made up. First of all, you said you got another source, but this is a scientific study that these scientists did. Man, so you trying to tell me another source took all their data and came to different conclusions?
No, I'm trying to tell you, you know, and I know when we're dealing with an item like you're trying to do, I would at least ask you to find me, besides you and Reggie, I would at least ask you to find me that the asphalt was actually used to represent black skin on human beings.
Oh, I could do that right now. I could do that in a jiffy.
No, I just need like a white person.
But okay, that's your problem because that's post-traumatic Nubian syndrome.
Listen, I can say that.
It's but what is classified as is post-traumatic Nubian syndrome. It's because you wouldn't like that at first. You didn't need a white person to say
I don't have to be right. I don't.
But these are white people. These are white people. These aren't black people.
Guess what? And just for the listener honest, the reason I'm having fun with saying with the white person is because actually science doesn't even work that way. It's actually based off the data, which actually has no skin color. And so if you can represent the data, right, that will be checked by other scientists, no matter what color they are, then the shit can get through. That's all. So I'm being funny.
Hey, we just like your voice, bro. We just like your voice, bro. You always gonna be cool because we like your voice.
No,
but the facts and the information, I'm starting to see.
Me too. So
I can't lie though. I learned some shit from Bobby. I'm not gonna do you like that. I learned hella shit. But you're wrong about this one. I'm not gonna even go there and do it on your legacy. It's just on the moment in time you're wrong than the motherfucker.
I don't mind, but I just want to make sure that you're trying to say that article from the Royal Society, right?
Definitely.
Aside from what Sheffrin is saying, my issue is, are you saying that those scientists right there are saying that black asphalt bitumen is actually representing black people's skin based off the whole conversation we've been having for 2 months? Is that what you're saying?
So,
I just want to make sure.
Now, you would have been closer to knowing what I was saying if you really, honestly just took like 30 minutes and read the article. Instead of skimming through it looking for a refutation. Well, then you know at the end then you know at the end, Brother Bobby Banger, that they are trying to come up with a conclusion and they don't even conclude nothing. They just
Because that's
ask
how
research,
you're right.
but they
You're
ask
right.
let me finish. They ask
Oh,
research
good.
questions in the conclusion. And the
Mm-hmm.
research questions is pertaining to, well, hold up. They putting it on his flesh or this God. They putting it on this flesh. And then they trying to
Mm-hmm.
say, well, why is they doing it for the people? And all they was able to put forth is that there must have been some change to the theological perspective that made them start putting bitumen on their horn. Now, I said,
And you disagree with
I
that.
didn't even disagree with it. I
You did
falsified it.
at the
I
tape,
falsified it. I'm showing you the difference. Y'all
Right.
disagree
You
with shit.
falsifying it is disagreeing
No,
with
no. Disagreeing is just saying shit with no sources. I said if you go to Osiris in the 5th dynasty, you could see that you had to turn to a Wasir since from the 5th dynasty all the way to the New Kingdom, nothing changed. So I could propose that to this artist or whoever this is and say, look, here go the attestation from the 5th dynasty. This is how you turn to a Wasar, and here go one from the 31st dynasty. They are the same ways. So whatever y'all saying.
So you saying the population changed?
That's why I would be able to mount
That's
my
what you're
argument
saying.
after falsifying their information. Y'all
Right.
never falsified my shit. Y'all just disagree.
No. You know what's funny? This the funny part, and I think you might have forgot, yo. And that's a great point, Chef, you just made. At the right time. So you actually said that you got to teach them people because they got it wrong. You said that, Smash.
No, I didn't
You
say they
said
got
that.
it wrong. But
You said you got to teach them about that part about the skin. We got it on tape.
Yeah,
It's not an issue. But let me finish my
it's
point.
about falsifying
Hold on.
information. It's not
Hold
about
on,
me
let me say
being
this.
better than them. But go right
Oh,
ahead.
let me say this. All I'm asking you is don't fall into the trap that most people fall into. When you read the scientific articles, it never works in absolutes. It actually works in approximate. So they're giving you an approximate. Now, you being a researcher, you could actually do some research on your own, whatever you think you want to do, put it together, and take it where you want to take it at. And then I'll come behind you and say, well, how many experts did you have to check that? That's really how that's supposed to work. So they
that's
will never
fine.
say that was final. You get my
But
point,
that's
right?
on a level that none of us ain't on. Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it right where we at. If you say that you're gonna stand on this article that say that there was a religious change that caused it, and then I could take you and walk you through. That's what the article said. It said there was some theological change that caused them to start putting bitumen. Now, if I can show you that there was no change, is that falsified or not?
I'm saying I don't know. It's obvious that they started using in the later periods.
Oh man,
and they give you two examples.
No,
they don't just give you one thing. They don't just give you one thing. They give you two things that could have been possibilities. That's how science works. It doesn't work in absolutes. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That the language of science is not
responding to. What question is you responding to? You don't
right
even
there.
remember.
You read it. I do remember. No,
I don't. So I just said you didn't, because I sure don't. Because the way you responded, I was like, "Is that what I asked?" Yeah, you answered another question. Look at the chat talking about answer the question. So I forgot the question too, because so you're not the only one guilty. Shit.
I have not forgotten.
I did. Well, remind me of what the question was.
The question was you was trying to say that the people said in the article that it was dealing with skin of the gods. Nigga, this me you talking to.
Man,
I don't
been
forget.
saying. If that's the question you answered, then you shouldn't even be. He just made that up. Go ahead, Chef. Let's hear from Chef. Go ahead.
The question was that you could falsify that it wasn't.
Told you he made that up. He didn't remember.
No, that was Chef's question.
We both didn't remember. No, that's what we was just talking about. But sometimes we both look not remembering just happened. So you're right about this too. Okay. So we can't both mutually just have a moment where we forgot what we was arguing about. That's what happened. The Chef just detailed it. You said it was something else we was arguing about.
Oh, me and you was having a conversation.
Oh my
That's
God.
why I say
no humility, bro. Now would be a good time to show some humility and accountability, bro.
No, what I'm trying to tell you is this is the problem that always happened, right? Everybody got their own way they want to have a conversation and the way they best fit to be able to get the people to understand it. So if I'm going in the direction and then Chef jump in, he's going to take it in another direction. My direction was very, very clear from day one. right? Those particular articles, that article you got, at no point, at no juncture, is saying that this has anything to do with human beings'
All right,
skin
so
in the
look,
Nile
let
Valley.
me ask you a
That's always
question.
my premise.
So
And
what
you
are they
read the
talking
data
about
that
when they
said,
talking
yes, it
about the
does.
flesh of the gods then? What
No,
are they
I
talking
don't care
about?
about no gods and mythology right now.
Oh
I'm the
no,
God killer.
it's in the
No,
scientific article. People don't want
I
to hear what
know,
you don't care about.
no, you supposed to
What
come with.
in
Notice
this
that's
article when
religion.
they start talking about the black flesh of the gods? What are they
But that's
talking
the
about that for?
gods, man. That's like saying a
So you
Hebrew
think the
saying, but
gods
God said,
exist? You
man,
know
blew into the
gods don't
breath.
exist though, right?
So stop it then, if that's the point.
No,
It has nothing
you
to do
need
with
to.
human
This is how
beings.
you become a understanding man, a learned one. You can't be so rejectful. You have to just
No,
like
you
look at
made
the
that
concept for a
You
minute.
gotta
No, I'm
stop
trying to
that.
explain something to you that will help you. How
No,
then think about it? If the
no.
gods ain't real and they said the gods have black flesh, tell me how that worked.
Because they trying to match it up to that contrast that is occurring on the Nile Valley when the soot. Hold on, let me finish.
You
When the
just made
soot,
that up
I'm not.
completely.
I'm
No
listening
need
to
to
what I'm
finish.
saying. Now, if you're gonna
They're
cut me,
not
no
trying to.
need to
No,
finish.
it's not a need to finish. You just made that up. All right, give me a
I feel
source
like
on
it's a
that.
need for me to finish,
Give me
though.
a source on that.
Let me finish the point. I'll bring the source. What I'm telling you is that the Nile Valley
Hey, I
Africans,
ain't trying to cut you
indigenous
off. I'm
to the
about to
valley.
mute myself because I got to run to the room. So say your whole thing. Go on and get it in.
I bet.
Yeah.
Bet. Hey, where you at, Chef? Oh, you
I'm right here. Go ahead.
Yeah. So follow this conversation.
Hold on.
People in
I
the
gotta
Nile
stop him
Valley,
real quick.
right? They're nature-based people.
Hold on, Chef. Don't
At
let him get me
1200
too bad while
BCE.
I'm gone now, Chef. You gotta make sure to stay modest. All right, I'll be back. All right.
No, get him out. He gone, Chef. I'm saying, so we got to look at probabilities, right? So what we understand about early hunter-gatherer tribes, early Neolithic people, right? Early Bronze Age people, they surrounded by nature. It's like nature in the raw. And so what they're seeing this annual flooding of a river, right? And they're marking it, right? And they're seeing people actually die on the river. They seeing human beings get eaten by crocodiles. They see people drowning, right? They see animals getting the buffalo and shit getting eaten, and they say they all deposit at the bottom of the damn river, right? And when the river overflows annually, right, it brings this thick black substance, right, that matches up with human beings when they die. When human bodies die, when human carcasses die, they all turn black. What they see is this black dirt, right, magically start to reproduce. What am I talking about? So when the soil overflows, you start to see things grow out of the black dirt. So for them, it's regeneration. And so they want to take it with the pharaoh. They want to make the pharaoh, right, regenerate in the afterlife. So they put this black substance to them because the black represent death. So they paint a saw, the death and dying. But wait a minute, not just death and dying. The black color has a regeneration principle to it. So they make you an assault, and when you regenerate, boom, now you regenerate in the afterlife. That's why they did that. So they also represent assault as being green, with green skin. So we got two things going on here. We got assault being represented as black, dealing with regeneration and death, right? Because everything they see, the dye turn black, right? And then the regeneration principles that they see in the Nile Valley when the green stuff come out of it. So then you got the fertility god, which is Osiris, represented in green. So if we're going to say that that's really representative of black skin, then I'm saying it also represents green skin. So where in the hell are the Martian aliens, green people at in the Nile? You cannot have it both ways. Either that color is representing people, human beings' skin, right? Or is representing principle that they felt like was magical of regeneration and life and rebirth. It's either or here. Pick it. You can't say the black is representing black skin, but the green ain't representing green skin. That's all I'm saying. You want to add something to that, Corey?
Oh no, you.
I tried to listen from my phone in the bathroom. I was like, What'd he say? What he messed up, Corey? Or you said something? No, he was messing up a lot, but I can't trip. What'd you say, Corey? I mean, Chef. I'm sorry.
No, he was breaking down the whole thing about the soil and burying the body and how over time they'll see I guess the discoloration of the body, and I guess they wanted to mimic it.
They wanted to mimic the soil. They wanted to mimic the magical principles that they remember. These people are spooked the fuck out. To them, the way shit grew out that dirt, that black dirt, they didn't have the science of that. They didn't have the element chart. To them, it was magical the way stuff grew out of that soil like that. They didn't have the scientific principles. To them, it was, you know what I mean? It was like, that shit's magical. And so black became magical. Now I'm saying in that
So
realm,
hold on. Hey, Smash, why would you disagree with that though?
Because it's not true. And I can't provide a source on it. He just made it all up.
Of course I can. All right, I can.
Well, where's the source? Well, watch. Let's see if a source pop up, Chef.
No, look in the chat, dude. Everybody in the chat gonna say they know that's we've been learning about
y'all all know shit y'all ain't study. Y'all dogmatically repeat little Egyptian coffee table books. That's not no in-depth study shit you talking about. Yeah.
Really, yo?
You telling motherfuckers, I'm saying that.
Osiris being black and green, don't everybody in this community don't know that, yo?
I asked for, they all know it, and they all on the level you on. That's not what no motherfuckers read Metal Netta be talking about. Yeah, I read the language. That's a complete different level. I see what ancient Egyptians wrote, and then I read it. I don't go to no white people.
No, so you saying that you so basically you saying that the British Museum is trash. You basically saying
I didn't say any of that. I didn't say any of that. I asked you for a source. I never said. I didn't say the words British Museum. You're rephrasing my word in a way that I wouldn't have said.
For the magical principles of the black source.
But so this is just how you protest not having a source on that.
I do got a source.
Your source is everybody know it.
No, my source is ancient Egyptian coffins and mystery of the black goo. British Museum.
That's a whole nother statement. You keep forgetting what we're talking about.
No, I'm saying, and that particular source that you read from the Royal Society is supporting this source. So I gave you the understanding of the black soil, and that's my source on the black soil. It's the black goo, ancient Egyptian coffin mystery of the black goo, British Museum, Kate Fulcher. That's my source for that. Come on, bro, we right in the game right now.
That ain't even what we was talking about,
Yes, we are.
You just don't know how to follow a conversation. Yeah, we was talking about the relevance of the black silk, not the black goo.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. The black goo is the asphalt, is the bitumen.
And another thing, the black goo
represented by the black soil. And
man,
that's my source.
I'm sorry, bro. At this point, you just wrong and strong. I mean, what else can people say? Well, it ain't like you ever gonna say, you know what? I'm wrong. I'm all out my field. I don't know shit about this. I just learned about bitumen 2 days ago. You're not gonna say none of that shit.
No. I learned at the same time you learned about the bitumen. Stop playing.
It couldn't have happened that way because I did a video about it and then you did a response. So
I learned an hour after I watched
it. Exactly, shit. Maybe an hour and a half. I got an hour on you. At least got an hour on you. Shit.
Yeah, you got.
No, I got that whole night from the last stream. Y'all could just go back and look when nobody was talking about bitumen. All of a sudden.
No. You was definitely the first person that bitemized the community with the wild understanding of it. You did. I just
I mean, your voice is convincing, but your facts is falling off.
You
got to get some information.
I'm just glad.
People starting to look for the facts right now.
So let's recap it then. No, I want to say
he don't want to recap because he took that initial L about the lady, Miss Ikram, remember?
We won. You're right. You got me. All I'm saying is I'm just glad that we can have a conversation that Cedric could come up here, yo, and y'all not calling each other names.
Yeah, he started it. I never start that with people. Your homies and I ain't gonna call him a crony right now. Your homies be willing to cuss me out too much. Nah, y'all can say whatever. Y'all call my people pseudo. It's good.
Listen, I don't have a problem with learning from anybody around me. That's actually been my strong point. I don't mind people saying cronies and all, whatever. I'm saying, yo, we reading scientific articles and understand them. So go ahead and recap, Chef. What do you think, Chef? I'm asking Chef. What do you think about the conversation?
Well, Smashed and put forth a lot that he has to prove.
Oh, show me one thing. I prove everything right now. I'm different.
Right. You would have to prove that the reason why they started to use the bitumen in the later period and that they wasn't using it in the earlier period is because they were blacker in the earlier period.
Okay, so that's not hard to do.
Because you could actually and I'm not even going to help you out right there.
No, we could do that right now, actually. We could do that right now.
All right. So you would have to prove that the ancient Egyptians who was getting buried with that cult of Wazir, right, in the earlier kingdom was actually darker in complexion and
Well,
resembled
everybody already knows that. I mean, y'all don't agree to that?
I don't
like I
agree
said,
with
I could do all of that right now. But we could start with the first claim. It was first saying that I would have to show. But I don't think you understand how this works. Because this article is making a claim, right? Their claim is that the reason why they used it has something to do with a theological change. The reason why it increased, the use of it increased.
Now they the experts, right?
But they never said what that theological change was, did they?
Because that wasn't what they was talking about the daggone asphalt. Yo,
Well,
they were
let's
saying
show you.
why
Let's
it was
show you.
used.
You gonna confuse everybody. Hold on.
I'm just trying to unconfuse them.
Now look what it
Smash
say.
Rock Wellington.
This is the end of the. If y'all can't understand this sentence, I don't know what to say.
Can't.
It says, thus, based on the results of this study, it would seem that both practical and theological associations with bitumen are responsible for the increase in its use and its dark coloring bombs in general in the latest periods of Egyptian history, as it democratized death and the transformation of the deceased into Osiris. So what they're saying is more
That's
people,
what I said.
when they say democratized, that ain't what you said. But when they say democratized, they're talking about more people being able to do it. So their claim here is, let's break it down. Their claim here is that more people was able to do it because of some both practical and theological associations that increased during that time period. Now I can't argue against practical.
Remember you joked me?
Yeah, but I'm about to refute
But you joked. You said that was right. You said that wasn't right.
I don't know nothing about that. I'm the first person that presented this article, so I'm pretty sure must have known what the conclusion was.
No, 10 minutes ago. I said, because I said they allowed that process to more people in those later periods. That's what I say. Like, what? I don't know. You start joking.
But then you got to follow the line of discourse because I said I can falsify this and you just can disagree.
No, you said you could falsify the skin color.
This is the same. It's actually the theological associations, which must be linked. Here's the thing. The theological association we all pinpointed, it has, let me just show y'all something in the, dang, I had the Meta Nature open on the screen, but I just had to close it. So I'll pull it back up. The theological associations, we can look straight into the glyphs and see them. Now, when we find them and it say what it say, how could y'all keep trying to wiggle up out of this? It literally
No, hold on. Wait, before you go into the glyphs, right? This is the part I never argue with you about because I don't know.
But you can know because it's English on the screen.
Right.
So
and that's why I'm trying to No, I'm saying
look
you
what he's trying to do.
How to read it.
Nope,
I'm
you
not.
don't have to read the glyphs. Well, let's see if anybody else could get this. How about that?
No, let me just make the point. I'm going to shut up because I got to go.
I don't think he got no way out of this.
See, he about to run from this
I'm
part.
saying I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, he just stayed like an hour longer than Cedric.
I can't. Listen, no, I'm just saying, I can't argue with you over reading glyphs I can't read.
So this is all I'm going to pull out if we ever have a discussion.
Don't argue with me.
I need this to be said on the big stage. I can't
argue
with him when he whip out glyphs.
No, I'm saying right now, don't argue with me over how to read a damn scientific article. That's not true.
Scientific articles are in English, and then I displayed more knowledge with the article than you today.
Reading the part that
you fumbled and bumbled and said Ikran was important in the article. You didn't even read.
So you think that
author's
article was talking about skin color human beings, Is that what you
how he trying to switch stuff up every time?
I'm not. I want to get to. I gotta go. Everybody want to know. Smash. Is that article talking about black skin color on human beings? Smash. Sure.
Man, how about I show you the primary that's making you run? No,
I'm asking you about the article. I don't want to go to the primary.
Because you want to talk about the article.
He said, I don't want to go to the primary.
No, that's not the primary of that article, though.
This is an embalming ritual.
No.
This is ancient Egyptians explaining in their own words what to do with bitumen.
I want to talk about the Royal Society. Like you told me, get away from the British Museum article. That article is that article talking about black skin on black people in the Nile. Is that what that article is trying to prove? That the bitumen is black skin of black Africans? Is that what it's saying? That's all I'm asking.
No one in this whole world ever tried to say that article was trying to prove that. You just be making up stuff.
Bro.
But
so
see, so let me ask you something. Are you trying to prove that Nissans are $44 in Atlanta,
Yeah.
See?
Yes.
That's exactly how your question was to me. It had
Yes.
nothing to do with what we're
Wow.
talking
So what
about.
was he?
It's talking
But
about the
that was your
price of tea
overall
in
point,
China.
though, Slash.
What is he talking about?
Pardon
That? So
me?
we argue
Your
about
overall
something.
point was that they started to use vitamin
Man.
in a later period because the population changed, and they and the earlier population was
But I
darker
know, but
and didn't
that's
have
not
to
what
use
Ankh
it.
was just refuting. He was
I
trying to
was.
make
I was
listen,
talking
listen,
about skin.
listen.
No matter how you phrase
Chef,
it, we're still
he's
talking
trying to
about
make me
skin.
say the article says that. I keep pulling.
No,
It's a
you said
primary
that,
on
You
the
Slash.
saying that,
man.
Slash?
Look, I showed you what the article says. It say black flesh
You
of the
stuck.
gods, and every
Nah,
time
you
I get to
stuck.
the
Nah, you
research,
stuck.
every
That
time
don't
I get to the
confirm.
research question right there, y'all run. Watch
Yeah.
you do
All
it
right, I'm
again.
gone.
See,
Yeah, do it.
then you heard
I'm
him.
running now.
He
Yeah,
just
I'm
said he
running.
done.
Ladies
You
and gentlemen,
see?
I'm now officially running, yo.
So Chef, just let me know what's this right here. Every time it happens, every time we get to the research question or a primary.
Good job. Good job. Hey, Smash, I
Why did
appreciate
that
your
happen
time, though,
like
yo.
that?
Man,
I
shout
don't know.
out
There
to the Baltimore
must be
Public
magical
School
like the
System.
black soil. And for the record, yo, if Neanderthal James agree with you, you know you're in trouble. With that, yo, I'm out.
Man, I just
Appreciate you,
don't
man.
be mad at me because I can comprehend just what I see on the screen. That's crazy.
So I don't know how y'all take that, but that was just an escape. It wasn't hostile.
Hostile. Yeah,
It was like when the
hostile.
primaries is in your face, get up out of there. Because this is literally an embalming ritual, right? It tells us how to use the bitumen. Now, Chef, what I was saying was, I'm going to the primaries to prove what I'm trying to falsify in the article. That because the article ain't saying they started using it because more white people came in. But it did say that there was a theological change that increased the use of it. So we could go
That's religious.
Yep, and we can go into a text, embalming ritual. Would that be religious? You think?
Yes. No, that would be practical.
A ritual?
Well, embalming is
if they put embalming process, I feel you. But they say embalming
But
ritual.
they're doing it for the purpose of likeness of the God.
And they gotta say
which
stuff.
Which is some type of a spiritual reasoning for doing.
Which is a black god.
So the embalming
but it's
process,
practical also.
Yeah, okay, I'm not mad at that. Yeah, it's a practical.
Like if I go to my local mortuary, they're gonna have Christian symbols and stuff in there, but they're actually the embalming process is not Christian. That's practical.
Oh, but no,
yeah, but they're not gonna put something on you to make you black when you dead.
But something everybody can't do ain't really perceived as practical either. Everybody wasn't getting mummified.
But it says it
so that's kind of exceptional if you think about it. We got this many mummies. So it's like everybody walking up in the funeral home. This is a different time period. You know what I'm saying? Some people just
but listen, but you still have the article or excerpt from the article on the screen, and it says that they democratized death and the transformation of the deceased into Osiris. So that key word right there, democratize, meant that more people. It must that either that substance or the embalming practice became more accessible to more people.
That's totally fine.
What
so look, what if that's in their theory? What if it says on the screen that it makes you match? You would become the manifestation of God when you put this bitumen on your
that's
screen.
The religious part.
But what are you doing? You paint yourself black, right? Like why y'all trying to get around it? So
I'm not trying to get around that. It says it.
So then how is the blackness being divorced from this concept? Like because they rubbing it on their skin, correct?
Yeah.
And it's making them be black so they can turn into the image of the God? So I don't get it. What if their skin was already black enough? How about suppose this? We got 5 mummies that died. We only got.
Now remember, you said suppose.
Yeah, that's what I want you to suppose. We got 5 because people will know it's an analogy that they should suppose. We got 5 mummies that died, right? We the embalmers, and we got a little bit of bitumen, and some of them are darker than the others. What do we do, Chef?
We're gonna paint them all up till they all the same.
That's your solution. Let me illustrate that again. You did that on purpose. Look, Chef, we got 5 real quick. Let me reiterate it, please. So, look, Chef, we got 5 mummies. Me and you are the embalmers. We got the jackal head on, right? But we only got a little bit of bitumen. Some of the mummies, we only got 5, and they shade from light to black. What are we going to do?
I'm like a kid that's smart at school with their hand up.
Chef just don't want to say it.
We're going to put some cinnamon
so
on
bad.
Hold on. Let Chef say it.
it's
What we going to do?
simple.
Chef, we only got a little bit of bitumen. We don't have enough for 5 bodies. Some of them are hella dark and some of them are hella light. What are we going to do?
We're going to put the bitumen on the light ones.
Thank you. Good answer.
Put the bitumen on the skin.
That was hard. I know it was hard to do. But
man, I don't have a dog in the fight.
Well, how come it took you so long to answer the question?
Puts the bitumen on the skin, or
I know,
else it gets the holes
unless y'all the
again,
plan or something, I can't believe that somebody could be on. Like, we grown though. Like, this ain't even no kid. You know, it used to be cool to be dumb when we was in school. You know what I'm saying? But now we grown and like, it seems like people on here playing dumb again, like we still kids. Like, what's going on? That was such a simple analogy. He shouldn't even have to repeat it twice.
So there's a word.
So what's going on?
It was his analogy in the middle of an argument.
But it helps. I hope we give analogies to help people see things. It helps you see something.
So you don't want to walk into everything, James, and give somebody ground when you don't have to, because he said suppose. Right, when we have articles and stuff, where we trying to get to what really happened.
Well, now I got the actual. I had the primary on the screen for 30 minutes. Instead of just dealing with the text, I got to do analogies and shit, because it's say in the embalming text right here, receive the bitumen for you, your being is perfect. Now we'll be left like, well, what did that mean? Your being is perfect. It really say that you become the manifestation of the God right here, right? But we keep ignoring it. Wouldn't have happened if they didn't rub this black stuff on you. So if now I don't know what to say about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what else to say, because if they saying receive the bitumen for you, your being is being a manifestation. Look at this SSM word, Chef.
Look at that right there.
When I click this word, you're gonna have to feel
the bitumen on the skin, or else you'll get the holes again. Now, you mentioned the land. The land is black too. You can't even run in the dirt. So the land is black, the nature is black, and if you from Rome, you better rub that. You need to get that vitamin on your skin.
Let's associate with this real quick so we can give people more context. They mentioned the black God right here, right up in the line, right? The Father God at net chairs. Y'all see God's Father, right? Okay, now check this out. Now we're gonna go to, excuse me.
In the skin of Set.
I'm trying to translate the English for everybody. Oh, Osiris. So that's the black one, right? Kimmy. Now receive for yourself the perfect grain. So remember, this is an incantation that the embalmers, that me and Chef is the embalmers right now. We supposed to say this over the dead man's body. So we supposed to be like, receive for yourself the perfect grains, blah, 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 in the metal nature. Your hands will be cleansed like this. So you probably do a gesture to show their hands being clean. Now it says, receive the bitumen for you. So you would think we putting the bitumen on his body at this point, right? You feel me? And then it says your being is perfect. Now let's click this word right here, because it's really not being, it's your manifestation of God. So look, your manifestation, your nature of God is received when they rub this black chemical on you. All I was saying is, why is we trying to detach it from the blackness? They got to put this on there because the God Kimmy name is Kimmy. His name ain't Green. No one yet challenged me on that and pulled up Asar's name that's green. His name is Kimmy, the black. His wife is Aset Kemet, the black woman, and that was from the Waterbush. And then we got Heru, the son, the black. Heru, the black. So again, they just well, look, ain't in the Yahweh a white God? And then white people think they closer to God, and Jews think they the chosen people and shit. Why y'all act like ancient Egyptians couldn't have thought the same thing?
They're like going against the grain smash. That's just what it is.
Well,
They
this
like
was
going
another
against
good
the grain.
episode of When Correcting Smash Goes Wrong. Just to recap, we're not going anywhere, but we had good brother Bobby Banger in his first at about 13:33 of his video where he said Smash was wrong because it ain't a he, it's a she. Then he tried to go show y'all it was 3 authors on the screen and he picked the one in the middle. Then he told y'all, look, on scientific papers, they go in order. I'm like, what type of shit is this? Like, for real, but when we went and read it at the bottom, the actual person who was in the end was the one who conceived of the study, conducted the study, and controlled the study. You can't make this stuff up. So that's just an erroneous refutation.
It say right at the, but I kept asking you to read it. The bottom part, it say it right there. And of dark colorized bombs generally in the latest periods of Egyptian history.
What you looking at? You had me thinking.
that was
that
was what you had up. Yeah.
Oh
that's
no,
what you had.
well you looking at the YouTube, right?
No, we was looking at the other thing.
This say that right here.
You still had that up.
So do y'all see the metal nature of Shishim?
Yeah, we see the TLA right now.
Okay. Y'all wasn't seeing the TLA when he was reading?
We were.
No, we were seeing that excerpt from the article.
Damn, my bad. I thought y'all was following me when the YouTube was following.
It was when you went through
it.
it.
Yeah, your YouTube was when you was on. I had switched over there.
Oh, my bad. Y'all got to tell me when that's happening. Just say I don't see that shit.
It happened to me for a whole show.
So let me go back for you, Chef. Even though I'm not trying to cut him off, let me just reiterate the parts that y'all didn't see. You seeing this now, Chef, right?
Right.
So look, receive the bitterment for you. Your being is perfect. Now, after they say, oh, Osiris, the father of the gods, receive for yourself the perfect grains. So they probably put some grains in his arms. Your hands will be clean. And then it says, receive the bitterment. Your being is perfect. Now, when we click this word for being, as I would like to show, it literally shows the manifestation of God, the nature of the God. So we know they put this black stuff on them to get the manifestation of the God. Because when we go to see which God they trying to be like, Osiris, we find out that he has another name, Kimmy. Let's let Brother Asar M. Cobb build because he's been around and he knows this. And I heard him saying stuff. I didn't let you get your words in. I apologize. Peace. Go right ahead.
Nah, you good. Peace. I just came on to say it puts the bitterment on the skin or else it gets the holes again. And let's be clear, because when we're talking about the nature and going back to the beginnings, they're talking about Zep Tepi, which is the beginning of creation, covered in Keku, the darkness, the blackness, and you're returning to triple stage darkness. And so if you don't, and for those who don't know, the Greeks, especially Caligula.
Like Nation of Islam.
Yeah, especially Caligula, because Caligula loved him some Aset, didn't he? And most of the Greeks wanted to be like a Tsar. They would state this. The ones that came over, especially the Ptolemies. So if you don't know, yes. If you did, they even put it in the movie. They was teasing what's my man who married Cleopatra? They was like, they was teasing him because he loved a black woman. They had what's her name trying to play a black girl.
You talking about Mark? What we talking about? Mark Anthony?
I think it was Mark Anthony.
I don't know whoever.
Yeah, they was straight teasing him in the text. In the old text, when you read about the relationship before he fought, lost with the boats and all that other stuff, got subjugated. So when he was trying to date Cleopatra, if y'all don't know, the Greeks were all about the Asar cult. They were all about the Seshu Asar. So you probably need to go look up who they were worshiping in those times. Before they became Hellenistic Jews, before they were really into Zeus and all that other stuff, they was worshiping Asar like that.
Oh, you know what? So I wasn't finished showing you my thing, but I want to hear what you got to say, Chef, before we finish falsifying that.
Watch the Community of Skeptics video where he refuted you.
I couldn't get through too much of it, but if he had more to refute, I think he would have said it tonight.
The Wef Aser, flesh of Osiris.
I know that the main point was you said you can prove or that you can show that they were darker in that earlier period, and that's why they wasn't using it.
Well, that's how you took what I said. Well, actually, what I said was I could show you that the theological, remember, in falsifying their claims, because they didn't say they was lighter. I got to falsify them. They said that it was a theological change that caused it. Before I can say, no, there's something else that caused it, first I got to show that that ain't what caused it. And so that's what I'm in the process of doing.
So I'm already with you with that.
Word up.
I'm with you with that. So it's to what you had already. I'm talking about days ago before Unc and them even did that video. I was on the stream when you first brought the vitamin up, where you were saying that the reason why they didn't use it in the earlier period is because their skin was already black.
Yep. So
So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, it would probably would not have been needed, but we first I ain't even finished falsifying dude, and so it's kind of we're gonna get there kind of before we're gonna get there right in this part. So what I need people to see if we look at the screen. Peace to Sabio, been a long time, good to have you around. Shout out helping the channel grow. Let's go. Well, look now, what I need people to look at is these. What's up? These names
Sabio,
for Osiris.
how you been, bro?
You been good?
Yeah, I've been good.
Word up.
Let's change it to Saber.
Saber. Oh, from Oakland. Saber from the
Come from Sabio to Saber.
So look,
Saber.
There go Wasir, the name statement. If I click this Wasir, it'll show us the oldest time they ever found this natural name, at least in the text corpus. I'm just gonna do it for the fun of it so we could get this off our hands. It's gonna be the 5th dynasty. As you see, Old Kingdom, if I clicked into this, it'll be around the 5th dynasty, where this is one of the first attestations they have in the text corpus for Wasir. They got 2,908 of them. But let's go trip off this, and this is what I told you we could easily falsify what they're saying. What does this say right here? Osiris the deceased, right?
Right.
So that's not the God, that's you. Okay, when you turn to Wasir, if your words have been Ma'akaru and your heart is lighter than the feather on the sky. Oh man, Chef left too. Damn, when them primaries get to cooking, cats' phones just seem to mess up.
Yeah, you gotta be pseudo in the chat.
Man, how you get up out of here,
trying
Chef?
to really
Come
get
on,
on here
man.
and get that cooking. They a mess. Why you running?
He left when I wanted to ask him the one question I haven't heard I haven't heard them answer. Reggie gave me a great explanation, but I need them to answer the question.
Man, I hate that Chef left. Damn. Chef, I didn't think you was gonna do the running, man.
You know what my question is, Smash, don't you?
Uh-huh. What's your question?
How can Deseret to you mean red man, but Kemet to you not mean black man?
Oh man, you got it with 100. That's $1 million question. Even ask humbly ask the dudes who do ancient Egyptian grammar that shit. Like
I'm serious. That's a serious question. I'm really trying to figure that out.
Well, Chef left. I don't know what happened. He got his
he
piano
shut down
on.
your whole teaching. You just got disappointed.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna take y'all back to being kids.
You was really getting it in. And then
I'm gonna keep on remembering. He not gonna scatter my. I take a mental note in my head. That's how I be remembering shit. It's like a sticky pad. The sticky pad is on Osiris the deceased, and so now I'm gonna come back to that sticky pad in a minute. But look, y'all, who had a big wheel when they was little? Well, I had a big wheel. I'm the only one.
I had a green machine.
Yeah, I messed up myself.
I had the speed race electric car, so I had a lot of stuff going
Bruh, I messed my whole. I had a big accident on the green machine. My best friend when I was little.
He said he had the green machine.
Yeah, because I didn't know how to ride it, but my parents only got me a big wheel, and my partner up the hill had the green machine. Wow. I didn't know how to ride it, and we went up the steepest hill, bruh. Oh my God. So basically, they had to call the ambulance and shit because I got stuck up under a car. I still got a scar. It happened when I was like 4, dude, or 5, and I still got a scar under my. I can show y'all, but I ain't gonna show you shit. It's like right under my nose. But anyway, that ain't what I was saying. Who remember when like that happened to me? I'm on my big wheel, right? I don't know why I'm going too far into this analogy. And your partner had a better when you might be on the big wheel. Your partner got the green machine, and you can't go no faster, right? When y'all was a kid and you wanted to go faster, what was the sound y'all used to make? That's just that's what you used to make. You used to make it for room. Okay, I think it's
We
coastal.
used to say stuff like he booking, he trucking,
Okay.
he
Well, no. Well,
booking.
what's the sound effect? Some people say vroom.
Yeah, that sound right
Man, on
there.
the West Coast, it was P-own. At least in Oakland, you go P, but because you trying to mimic. Yes. I don't know. I apologize for going that far into that analogy, but that's exactly what I heard when Chef dropped the button. Pew! He got up out of this thing, and they always do that when they see a primary account. Somebody said Vroom. I remember Vroom, but I wasn't a Vroom dude. I was
See,
straight.
so hold on, Smash. What it looked like what you did was, I don't know. I'm just, I'm in my mind, right? And I'm like, so you seen something about some betterment somewhere. Then you took it to the TLA to see how it was used in some type of text, right? Is that what happened?
Chef, don't do that to us. I'm gonna say his phone broke. Yeah, that's what happened. But it kind of
And then when you do that, you get the
burning.
primary of how the adaptation was used to get a better analogy. See, and I don't see how people when you doing this type of stuff, it's like really helping us gain an understanding before white people even acknowledge this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because when you went into that bedroom, I said, man, what kind of cat is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, to even go in and look into the burial practice to find that is crazy. So then when you show the chart, like, why can't people in Baltimore, I'm just gonna have to single them out and understand simple charts and then you make
they do. They run, bro. Trust me. I recognize
you make
patterns
a
on
simple
YouTube.
analogy. Not saying that it's, because in science they can't go that far. But we humans, we can look at that chart and knowing what kind of like, well, we know that the source population was Africa, so it wouldn't be no need for betterment, right?
Exactly.
And then we know in the Ptolemaic, or whatever, however you say, Ptolemaic era, we know the Romans and all of them came in, and that it would be a need.
Well, Chef tried to talk about the practical application, but when I gave him the most practical application of it, he acted like he didn't understand it. Like, you want practical application? Well, first of all, bitumen was a finite resource that they had to bring in and import. So if they ran out of some, you ain't gonna run out of deaths, right? So what if you're running low on bitumen? And again, that was an easy question, and some of them was dark already, and some of them wasn't. Even if it wasn't the case, you would have changed it right then. Like, well, the dark one's already a SAR. Come on now, that's just what the brain gonna do, and that's what they tell you because they call themselves Kim. I don't get it.
Yeah, we can't be publicly active.
Yeah, he heard that Mob Deep playing. Sometimes I feel like I gotta get away.
Well, that's 3 down tonight. 3 down for the Magi. I don't say Bobby down because I didn't try to wound him like that. But you know what? You when you see them people fight and then the dude thought he was raw and then he get that cut on the side and he tastes his own blood. That's where Bobby someplace tasting his blood right now. Like, ooh, shit, hold on. That boy got me. But I think I got
happening for the last 3 nights.
I got what's his name head on my spear. That first dude, shout out to you. I'm just forgetting your name. Cedric. Oh, you got your head on my spear. You came in here and completely agreed with everything I said, and you ran when the primaries got put up. Now, one thing I noticed that's consistent with all 3 of the gentlemen, shout out to y'all who just came in to oppose this, they all left at the same moment of knowledge. When Cedric left is when I put up the primary, and I wanted to start going over it. He's PM. When Bobby Banger left is when I put up the primary. And Cedric, the last dude, yeah, my partner Chef, his phone, I'll give it to him, his phone battery died. But this is the sticky note that I put in my head for Osiris the deceased. Everyone looking can see there are 2 different Osirises here. One is the Netcher, the theophoric deity Wasser. And another is you, the deceased, if you are Ma'akaru when you go. So let's look at the attestations for the deceased. If I'm showing you them turning to Osiris way in the Old Kingdom, then Ain't that already a checkmate? That I can show you that nothing changed in the theology that made them need some more Bitterman? Look at this. Unis. Pharaoh Unis. You it says you have come to your Ba, Osiris, mighty Ba amongst the Ospirits, mighty is his places, whom in the ninth. So don't forget, I clicked on the Osiris that is you, the deceased. So we got attestations to a deceased person becoming Osiris or Waser or Kimi, the black one, all the way back in the pyramid of Unas. Now, if I go just real quick, this is the old kingdom for them to see. Now, I'm going to go to the end just to use the TLA appropriately. Now, this is the end of what you're supposed to do. Osiris, God the Father, priest of Amen, king of God, chief of mysteries, purification priest of the God. This is a funerary title of the deceased in the new kingdom. Osiris still. So now in the embalming ritual, when we find this, that I was just reading this to y'all, this would show that since the old kingdom, the process of becoming Osiris had not changed. We could read it right in the text. Anybody want to get it?
Yeah, we could do it.
No, I'm just saying you want to build. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to give them what you become at the very end. When you the title given to you is Aku Shapes Iu in T Per M Wasket Usir, the venerable transfigured ones who come out of the hall of Osiris. That's when you become an Aku. That's what makes you an Aku.
So they're venerable and they're transfigured?
Yes. Why are you transfigured? Because you need to be like a Sar, because you need to become what they tell you all through the text. Become the double of one of the gods. Become the double of a Sar. They tell you that all through the text.
Hey, everybody's seen Cedric Hightail up out of here, and he in the chat just having fun, acting like I kicked him out. I know he's joking. And he's saying Smash got a lot to win because he had to get up out of here. Shout out to y'all. This was a cool show. It was featuring my good brother Bobby Banger in his erroneous corrections towards Smash Rockwell. He's going to try to keep moving the goalpost. So is you saying? Nah, bro, we dealing with what's on the screen.
Yo, Smash.
Yes.
Can you ask the nightmare my question, see if he has an answer?
Oh, Will, who's the nightmare though?
Call him the nightmare.
Who was that?
American Dream. American
Dream. Is he in the chat? Where you at, American Dream?
Him, Sunstyle, they all there.
He don't want to answer that. He ain't gonna be able to answer that. But I hope my man Chef, if you watch this later or whoever,
go ahead and pose it to him. He might have an answer for it.
Well, I will. American Dream.
Peace, Smash. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Cool.
I wanted to ask.
I was about to ask you a question. That Sabio want me to ask you, if you don't mind.
Sure.
You heard how that went down, and then you just tried to filibuster. Look, so I was about to ask you, if you don't mind, how come red people can be called Jasher to you, but black people can't be called Kemet to you?
Red people that are called Desher. Like, I'm not really
that. Yeah,
that.
Desher is red. You got that. And then if you put an E, Desheri, that might be one person who's red. Desheret to you is a group of red people. And we have that as bloody victims. And a singular as a red man. A red man. So then when we say Kemeti, or Kemeti you, grammatically, how come we got to say Egyptians? How come we can't say a black man, grammatically?
Well, my understanding of the red land in ancient Egypt was they were referring to the desert, And the black land, they were referring to the
Oh
fertile
no, we're not
part.
talking about land. We saying man.
Well,
I know I got nasal. I sound nasal, but I was saying man.
yeah, so I'm wondering if when they called them a red man, were they? I don't know if they were referring to their skin color or if they were just referring to the fact that they came from the desert.
That was referring to the physical appearance.
I'm not sure whether or not which one is true, but that's
Well, can you suppose for a minute? We'll both suppose each other's position. Suppose they were talking about their physical appearance for Jesheret to you. And why would they not be talking about their physical appearance for Kemet to you?
why could they not be if they were?
Red man or black man? Red people or black people? What you don't know that rule. I know you don't know how to answer that, bro. I'm just gonna waste time
Right. I mean,
actually to come
it's
up with
just
an
one
answer.
of those kind of just hypothetical
No, it's not
questions.
hypothetical.
There's
There's a
no.
real answer to that.
You just said if they're
It's
called
an
the.
anomaly in grammar for us to think that when we come to the word blackness, we have to divorce the meaning of the root in order to only say a toponym which arrives thousands of years later. To say that Kemet to you meant Egyptians is worse than saying anything else because that's saying that they didn't have a definition or a concept of Kemet to you. It was undefined before the Greeks came up with this term Egyptian. So if their land is the black land and they're the Kemet to you, the people of the black land, they would at least have to say that. But they don't even want to say that. Now, American Dream, you've seen 3 pseudo killers fall tonight, right? What do you think you're gonna do?
What do I think I'm gonna do?
Yes.
Well, for one, I'm not a pseudo killer. So, and for two, I just came in to ask. So the wherever I look in terms of the flesh of the gods, it says in ancient Egypt, gold is considered to be the flesh of the gods. And I'm just wondering if you could speak to that just a little bit,
Yeah,
why
you got
gold
some
is
good.
considered
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Shout out for you for doing research constantly, consistently to try to falsify Black Egypt. All you're gonna do is learn more and more, and eventually be forced into right knowledge. Now we gotta remember the difference between the flesh of the gods, the flesh of what God they talking about, and the sweat of the gods. Both of the things will appear and affect your skin. And as we know, these oils, they are considered to be the sweat of the gods. Now, in a corpus like this, I can show you, right? And so, it should just be right here. So now in the same embalming, but what you're gonna really, it seems like that. We do have Ra with gold and Amen with gold, but when I find it in an embalming, and you can look at it for yourself when you find it in an embalming ritual like the ones we're looking at, seem like they talking about their sarcophagus on the bank or whatever those layers above that would be with gold. Because they be like your
I'm
fingertips or
actually,
lapis lazuli. And we
yeah,
know they finger. Go ahead, sorry.
I'm actually looking at this one source that says the skin and bones of the gods were believed to be made of gold. They're skin and bones.
They probably got a source on that. Do they say where they got that from at the bottom of the page? Or is it a footnote on that?
It's from uc.edu.
Oh, that's
Let
cool.
me open it. I was just reading the let me open it.
Yeah, that's cool. I wonder if they could say where they got their claim from. So now I'm just looking up this word sweat, right? And I'm just gonna scroll.
So
go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead,
No,
Smash.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Because I'm looking here and just at a glance, it speaks about the flesh. It said both flesh and skin and bones is made of gold. I'm wondering why it's not saying that of the god Osiris, but of the god Osiris, it's speaking of it's symbolic of the black silt or
that's what they're
the
gonna do every time. But like,
right, so I'm wondering, and even in the article you posted said that Osiris was symbolic of that black silt. So in my head, gold is like a natural substance. Black silt is also substance.
all right.
So they seem to be equating gods with natural substances.
Well, I mean, that's just naturally what you probably would do because equating a god to an unnatural substance, you would have had to created that unnatural substance. Like, they wasn't doing chemistry in that effect yet, like creating unnatural substances. So everything that their brain
Create gold, do they?
Did they create gold?
I'm not sure what you mean when you say they had to create the natural, like.
Well, I'm saying in order for them to be, science would have had to develop to where men are creating unnatural substances. That wasn't a part of their thought. Like, name one unnatural substance.
No, I'm just asking if the ancient Egyptians, when they were talking about their gods, like they said, the flesh of their gods were made of gold. Gold is a natural substance.
Yeah, I know, but it couldn't be made of
silk, the
high
black silk of
fructose
the Nile
corn
is also a
syrup because
natural
that wasn't
substance.
out yet. This is what I'm trying to say. It couldn't have been. They couldn't have name one unnatural substance that they could have put in the place of a natural substance. You see what I mean?
So you are
it would
agreeing
require
that it was just a
imagination.
natural substance. So you're agreeing that they were using natural substances.
Because if they were using unnatural substances, which weren't, I can't think of, in my little brain, someone can tell me, no, there was an unnatural substance created back then, like high fructose corn syrup. You know what I mean? That's an unnatural substance. Can you tell me any unnatural substance that they had the option of referring to?
No, I can't.
That's what I'm
not
saying.
even
So
sure.
what you saying is a given. If we back in the ancient
Okay,
times and there wasn't no
so,
unnatural, all they had to refer to was the natural things around them.
right, and they were talking about, so could it have been that gold was the god and that the black silk was the god?
Nah, hell no. They would have just said that.
But
They got a
didn't
language.
the article that you put up said Osiris was symbolic of the Nile silt?
Nah, it didn't say that.
It
said
didn't say that?
darkness, not Osiris. It tried to equate. See, we got to remember and listen really close. Osiris is related with darkness. And to explain that darkness, they said darkness is associated with the Nile silt. That happy is the nature
Is
that's
Osiris real as well? So is Osiris a real person or something? Is Osiris real?
Well, that's a different type of a question that would require all of us to do more research. But I remember
Because if
people
he's
looking
not
for
real, he's a part of the symbolism, right? If he's not real, he's a part of the symbolism,
he
and
might
he's
have
just
been
used to
deified.
symbolize the Nile
He might have been
or
deified,
the
and he
black
don't got.
silt of the Nile.
So all we could do is either speculate on that or get a primary attestation. But somebody else can talk to Dream because they got
No,
to answer the door.
I actually think the source you put
Go
up.
ahead.
I actually think the source you put up suggested that Osiris he was symbolic of the Nile, which represented I think it said regeneration, and he was painted as black and green because he symbolized regeneration, rebirth, and green simply because it symbolized what's the word for green, like stuff flourishing, just plants growing. But it was just symbolic of nature. So it just seems as if the gods were symbolic of just natural substances. And that's just what makes sense in my head. Some of them were gold and some were the black silt, and they were worshiping nature. So, and I'm wondering if the use of bitumen.
Man, I just be asking for primaries, man. I know you're gonna keep saying what all the books say, but if I told you that it ain't no source that close that door for me, please. Sorry about that. If I told you that it ain't no source that say that about the silk with Osiris, and that's just the books you're reading. But then I'm gonna go right here and give you a source on these oils being the sweat of the gods.
I actually got the idea from the source you put up, because the source you put up said Osiris is symbolic of, it's a connection with the Nile and the black silt of the Nile, which is why they used.
Let's go look at the article, and if they see, let's watch how you mischaracterize this, and you're gonna change it all up.
Well, absolutely. If I'm wrong,
are y'all
I'm
looking
wrong.
at Are y'all looking at the article?
Am I looking at the article?
Yeah, we see it. You got
Let
something
me
right there
pull it up. I
highlighted.
actually think.
So watch how he now listen to what he just said, and let's read what it says here. Here's the sentence about Osiris. You said you can see it, James?
I can see it.
It says, A recipe from the Temple of Edfu lists MNN as an ingredient of At Netaret, translated as divine stone, which was applied to the image of the Ithyphallic fertility god Min, who himself was often described as black, like MN, and was also associated with the aspect of Osiris. Okay. Now I want to read more, and I'm gonna put the word Osiris in here in the F, so everybody we could read every Osiris. And so it's 4 mentions of them. Here's the last mention. It says, thus, based on the results of this study, it would seem that both practical and theological associations with bitumen are associated for the increase in its use. And can you close that door, please? And of dark-colored balm in general in the last period of the Egyptian history as a democratized death and the transformation of the deceased. So that's 2 attestations saying nothing about the now, right? Let's click for the other ones. And he gonna just say, oh, I just made that up. They always waste times on shows just making shit up. Let's look at this one. Let's see if this one says something about the now. Now here go the 2 other names of Here you go. Now flood, a symbolic regeneration, rebirth, and resurrection, and a color together with green attached to Osiris. Okay, so there you go. American Dream, there you go. That's what they say there right there.
I'm sorry, say that again.
There go your source of what you said was there, and I said it wasn't.
No, the source you put up where it said they became transformed into Osiris. Do you remember that source?
But no, I thought I was
Is that the
looking.
one
I
here?
thought right now I was looking for it when
Oh,
I
there it
just
is right
said
there.
that. I was like, where do it say now flood? And you said it say it in the article, and I said let's look and see if it say it in the article, and if it don't, and I found where it do say it in the article. It was your turn to
Can you
speak.
scroll up a little bit, Smash?
Yeah.
Well, read right there
But
before
I
you
got
scroll up.
Osiris on lock right here. Look, when I press the button, it go to every Osiris. So we got them all. So we could just skip through. Look. Now this is the first one, which is I think you're referring to. This is the first time
Right
they
there,
mentioned
right there.
Osiris.
Yes, right there.
Yeah.
He just read that. But look right below it. It says, by darkening the deceased body during the final phases of mummification. Why? So that it became black. He or she was literally transformed into Osiris.
I don't understand why they.
Eternally.
I don't understand what's going on.
Right,
Like,
what you have highlighted right there. Did you read that? The symbolism associated
yeah, that's
with the
what I
color
had
black?
just read to you, bro. When I said there go your source right there. Remember I said there you go right there, and I said there go your source, American Dream, and I read this.
Yeah, he just read that.
I guess
Right,
it wasn't following.
And it's symbolic of the rich, fertile silt.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, so that's what I'm saying.
They
It's
even got their
symbolic of the
source right
silt.
there. So when I ask y'all where they get that from, you can click this and you can give me an answer. And then it's going to say Ikram, the lady on the top. So she one of the sources. Okay.
Right, so the black,
Hold on.
is
We got to
symbolic
do
of
the
the
knowledge.
silt.
Let's do the knowledge. Now, the second source they got on that is this radiocarbon dating recovery of bitumen containing Egyptian embalmed resins. This is another one of their articles. All right. And the third source they got, so really the only source they got on that is Ian Shaw, which is a good one, British Museum Dictionary of Ancient Egypt. Now, if you wanted to actually argue that and complete that argument, just see where Ian Shaw got it from. And if they don't have no place that they got it from, then I'm right. If they do have a place they got it from, then there is a source that ancient Egyptians did what the Egyptologists say. That's all. But your source is in here. They do say it is of the Nile flood, and I just simply said that, look, they got it from 2 of their own papers, and the third one was the British Museum Dictionary. Did you see how I seen that? See how I clicked this 5, and it say Ikram S. She the one who wrote this paper. So right here, her source is herself. Now when I click this is another paper they wrote, 42.
Yeah, but I'm still trying to figure out how it contradicts what I'm saying, because all I'm saying is, according to the source, it says the black represented the color, was symbolic of the color of the black silt of the Nile. So it's going back to a natural substance, the same way green was symbolic of the regeneration that the black silt of the Nile created. Like
So
the black silt made the.
what are you getting from that? Are you getting that they painted
That it wasn't
themselves
about
black
that.
to be like the Nile?
No, what I'm saying is the same way the flesh of the gods is gold, the flesh of Osiris is the black silt of the Nile.
So,
the flesh of the gods
like I
are
said, I
those
said that at the beginning of the
substances.
source. There's a show. There's just no ancient Egyptian source on that.
Because
You could,
Osiris is not a human being with black skin.
I wouldn't be mad if you showed that
Osiris
to be
is
true.
symbolized.
I wouldn't be
No,
mad if you showed
because
that
what
to
I'm
be true.
saying, because it should make sense, Smash. Because if we agree
But I
that they
can't
say
just
the
take
flesh of the
stuff that makes
gods is
sense. You need a
gold,
source.
I got you. Well, we know that there are sources that say the flesh of the gods is gold. We both agree and we both know that. And here they're talking about Osiris.
Look. You have to do it for real. Let's stop doing what we know, and we got the primaries on the screen. We and you both don't know that. All we got to do is look at the primaries and see. Right? I'm not mad at you about what you said. You made what you said was there. I gave you your props on that because I said I don't remember them saying it was like the Nile flood. But real quick, but in preliminary of all of this, I think I already said my stance on this or refuted how I felt about this because initially I said that all of the men that we know in their creation myth was made from this black silk, right? Brother, American Dream.
Yes,
So
I believe so. I think that's what
you know the
Cedric was
Potter's
talking
Wheel.
about.
You know the Potter's Wheel story.
Only as much as you've referred to it. I haven't really looked into it much.
So
if you're suggesting that I look into it, I will, because I am interested in doing more research, like you're saying.
Okay, great. So look, just so we can nail this out and so no one gets lost. You agree that this text say that Osiris was made black because of the Nile silk, right?
That Osiris was made black, or that Osiris
you just
was
said
black?
You just said it.
Holy smoke!
That he was black because of the silk,
That's
and I'm
what
trying
you
to
just
see if that.
said.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if it says he was made
You
black or
said
that.
that.
Well, say
or
what.
that
Reframe what you're
Osiris,
saying.
that Osiris's blackness was symbolic of the silk. Not that
Okay.
he was made black, but his blackness symbolized the black silk. Like the same way they say
That's fine.
gold is the flesh of the gods, I would say the black silt of the Nile is Osiris's flesh.
Okay.
And I think that's why.
How
That's
does
all.
that work when it comes to Khnum making man on the Potter's wheel?
Again, I'm not sure. I haven't really read that story, so I would have to
No, he
read it
made him out of the
myself and get an
same black
understanding
silk,
of it.
bro. You know the story. He made him out
No,
of
I
the
actually
same
don't.
stuff that you just said made Osiris blackness and symbolic. So if you don't know the story, it's easy. I'll tell you it in one sentence. Khnum made man on the Potter's wheel out of the black clay of the Nile.
There's Osar they're being made out of. They're being made out of that clay. But if we're looking at this article, if you study it,
do it say black though?
It do. But
see
what I'm saying?
That's
I'm
why.
just saying.
But hold on,
Like,
this is the part. Let's let the SAR go.
They
But
got me down.
But
like,
look at
what
this
the
part
hell
right
going
here,
on?
James. It literally says by darkening the deceased body during the final stage of mummification so that it became black, he or she was literally transformed into Osiris. So this
The
part,
living
I don't
eternity.
understand. They just saying, oh, they did it because Osiris was like the Nile.
Right.
Well, you getting beyond the
maybe
fact
after
that the
they-
blackness is
maybe-
what they had to be.
Maybe after they did it, they look like black silt. Who knows?
No. So we know because it says so. Here it goes even further.
That's what transformed into Osiris means.
Because
They
you
look like
said
black silt.
So you saying that it only
look at
happens
this.
after you
Hold up,
die?
hold up.
Is that what you're saying?
Go to number 45. Right there. You see this
I
is
thought
number
that's what
45.
y'all were saying.
So it says other texts
No,
mention.
hold on.
Let us all get this off real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Real quick, didn't happen, right? So it says other texts mention many on the flesh of the gods.
Let's
So we're
stop,
talking
because that's
about-
why I told him. He said the flesh of the gods
Exactly.
was gold, but keep going.
I know. So this is talking about the flesh of the gods, American Dream. It says, and minnet mixed with emet, an unknown substance, prepare the ointment from merhet for application to the limbs of the god Amun. Also a fecundity
deity, especially in his guise as Amun Min Kamutef. Now we already know Min is black. We know Kamutef is black. Ka
But you
is the
gotta
black
read this
bull.
part.
And we about to get to that. And we know Amun is hidden and referred to as black in the darkness in the Khnum Smitho story. And it goes on to say, who was also shown with black flesh.
American
Dark
Dream.
flesh. No, we're talking
It
about
don't say
skin
dark. It
color.
say dark. What you doing?
It
He butchered
says
that.
black.
What the hell going on?
I don't know what's the matter with these dudes. Read the screen. It say black flesh.
Who said dark?
In the scientific
I
article.
said dark because dark is the correct.
But
Kim
no,
does not.
no, what they saying is correct.
It says black flesh.
We're reading the text, so you're about to superimpose your ideology over this text. But what they wrote, if we read what they wrote, that's correct. I'm not saying it's right and it's not facts. I'm saying it say black flesh on the screen, and you tried to change it to dark flesh.
How'd you do that?
How did you do that?
So what is the word for black they have there?
BLACK.
The transliteration. That's transliteration.
Is he looking at the wrong screen?
Yeah,
What
he
screen
might
y'all
not be
see,
seeing
bro?
what we looking at.
Do y'all see? Oh, it ain't no metal next on
Man,
the
I'm
screen
seeing
right
they got
now.
2 Osiris's in yellow and
Yeah,
got some
okay, he
red stuff.
tripped.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
So you saying you don't see this blue part that say black flesh right here, family?
I see it.
I can't see black on brown.
But you said what word they using for black? I don't get it.
What is this text come from? Where's this
This is a
transliterated from?
scientific document from
This is not the
2016.
text. This is a scholar giving.
So this
their
is a
report.
document that they put. So like you said, Smash. This is not the primary, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
This is a scholar who read the primary,
but
which is what people keep asking us to give them because they claim professional Egyptologists don't use the term
We're
black.
gonna let you go after him,
Brother.
Eddie. Go ahead, Eddie.
The difference between what you're doing, James, what I'm doing, you're regurgitating what this scholar
That's a SAR
said.
talking. That's a SAR.
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
That's
a
a
SAR.
SAR.
You know, I regurgitate. I just read the primary for you.
Man, this might be 5 down in a row. American Dream did the best today, though.
But look, let me speak, brothers.
Go ahead.
What you're doing is you're regurgitating what these scholars say. What I did
we read the primary, brother.
I gave you that's not the primary.
We
Hold on. I need to straighten it out because that's not regurgitation. It's a fact. It says Amun Min Katmutef was also shown with black flesh. So don't you ever seen a statue of Amun that's black? And don't you know that's why they do it? So that's not his opinion. You could show whether he was shown with black flesh or not.
Go type in me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all you're gonna see is him with black flesh. Look, I'm gonna put M-I-N God Egypt. That's all I put. First thing you see is black flesh. Like, come on, man. You can't make this up. But people coming up with other reasons why he was black.
Look, he ready for some girls because of the Men Festival.
So
it's all about procreation.
You know
and
what's
he's
going on?
black for fertility, for regeneration, brother. Where you getting this from, man?
Y'all want to know what's going on?
What's going on?
They're forcing the theological aspect onto their thinking.
Yeah, because the papers say black and they keep saying dark.
It hurts to
Right.
say black.
They have to force it because this is the way their minds have been formulated to look at it.
So
I
this
didn't even think this stuff like this was like really literally possible. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think that people could do this.
Thus, based on the results of this study, it would seem that both practical and theological associations with vitamin are responsible for the increase in its use. So right there, every time they look at this, they think about Egypt, ancient Egypt, they look at it from a religious aspect.
Hello.
And then we just went into the that aspect and showed why it was making you the manifestation of God.
And then they changed their theological, the people that came in that had another theological ideology changed. That's what
that
they're
didn't
talking
happen,
about.
though. I'm arguing against that,
They changed it
James.
because they started to be Egyptianized. So they had to become black too. So that's why they started putting it on this. Like, but I guess I'm just crazy. I just went too far. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong?
I'm giving you the high five, James. I see what
So question the brother James.
Yeah.
If you put a Egyptian next to a Nahesi, which one would you call black?
Well, Nahesi just means Southern. So, but it just means Southerner.
In
That's
the
all it means.
in the context of if you're comparing, I'm not gonna let you get away with that, brother.
Hold on. I was trying to answer the question.
You're gonna refute it. Fight the power, brother. Go ahead.
Nahesi just simply means Southerner. An Egyptian is a later a Romanized term. They
You're not
really
answering the question. Let me
call
stop you so you can answer
Kim,
the
which
question
means
correctly,
black.
brother.
Huh?
I didn't ask you the meaning of the words. I asked you if you had a Nahesi standing next to an Egyptian, which one would we call black?
Smash, pull up the picture where they praying together.
Both.
Smash, pull up the
So
picture.
if you have a
Hold up. Let me be clear. I would say both, depending on time.
No, I want him to distinguish for us. Pull up the picture where they praying.
Who praying?
Who praying?
We would say
Remember where the Egyptian and the Nahesi brothers is giving praise together.
Now watch this.
They coming to the city.
If when you compare the Egyptian next to, let's say, a Semite or a Tahino, we're gonna say the Egyptian is black, brother. That's the point I'm making.
I just said they both was black.
You know the one where they prayed and they show them on their knees.
No, when we're contrasting the terms is what I'm saying. So if you contrast Kim to Deseret, the red land, they're both dark, brother. But we make distinguishing when we're contrasting both two dark color tones.
I did too long. I gotta go. I gotta get up out of here. I'm a
Hey,
but it was a good show. Oh, who was that? Suntan?
Sunchild, I just had to ask you something really, really quickly, brother. Just to bring clarity to something you said about whether in the old kingdom they had the concept of having to become a Sar in the afterlife.
We pulled up the attestation.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would agree that that's what the article is refuting. I think what they're saying is that the funerary rite is what was introduced in the New Kingdom of adding the bitumen. Not that they didn't believe in the Old Kingdom that you had to become a Sar, but the funerary rite with the bitumen was introduced in the New Kingdom.
Right here it actually says, thus, based on the result of this study, it would seem that both practical and theological associations. So that's how they did it.
I think that theological association is the funerary rite. If you go back up to
you got a reason to you're not just assuming that, right?
Right. If you go back up to the beginning of that paragraph where it says the introduction it mentions that the introduction is the funerary rite.
Well, here you go. We know the funerary rites because we studied the language, so let's talk about it. It says the use of organic bombs and other funerary practices that are later introduced, that was a later introduction necessitated a more humid burial environments, especially tombs. Now, hold on. The use of organic bombs and other funerary, is this the attestation that you're talking about?
Yeah, I think that's what they're saying is it's the funerary rite of adding the bitumen that was introduced, not the concept that you had to become Osiris.
Well, real quick, it says funerary practice. Like a funerary rite would be a little bit different, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I think I'm using those words synonymously.
Okay,
so yeah, let's say that it's a funerary. The funerary practice. It's not the idea that the Old Kingdom didn't believe you have to become a Sar, but in the New Kingdom they introduced this new practice of adding the bitumen. I think that's what the article is saying.
And so it says the use of organic bombs or other funerary practices was a later introduction necessitated by more human burial. I don't see that. I mean, that's their claim. That's fine, but I don't see. I mean, do we take that as proven by them saying that?
That would mean that when the Europeans came in, that they started to do it as opposed to those who were already there. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm
Because
not saying that that's proof that they are what that is what they're saying that was introduced in the New Kingdom. I don't think that they have proof of it. What
right
I'm
there.
saying, what I'm saying is, I don't think what they're arguing is that the belief that you had to be Osiris was introduced there. Just the practice of adding bitumen to the mummy is what was added there. If you
Well, here
understand
it
what
is.
I'm saying.
All right,
Was used
I kind of
50% of
definitely see what you're saying now. You saying that okay, I get you. That back
rising
in the conclusion that
Roman period.
I'm sorry, I could barely hear you. Go ahead, sorry. I didn't know you were talking.
Go back up. It was saying right there that it was used 87% on Ptolemaic and Roman mummies. So it's telling you when it was used right there. It says, however, bitumen was used in 50% of New Kingdom to late period mummies, rising to 87% of Ptolemaic Roman period mummies. Now we would have to go into the text, which is pretty much known. Greeks and Romans, as I stated, were trying to follow the religion of Asar. They were trying to be Shemsu Asar. They were Shemsu Asar, and they would put the bitumen on their skin because of that. Now, our brother Eddie King mentioned something about the color of the Nubians and the Egyptians. You mind if I share my screen? I just want to know if he knows the difference between the Egyptian and the Nubian.
Just in a moment, because I want to finish addressing with the brother, the question the brothers rose
You can
about
even
this
do it
article
while
right
he's
here.
doing. Give him time to look.
All right, just one moment. So it says the use of organic bombs and other funerary practices was later introduction necessitated by more humid burial environments, especially tombs. So
Yeah, it wasn't introduced because that is where they started believing you had to look like a Sar or become a Sar. It was just that new practice within that context started there. But it still may be that they're saying that even in the Old Kingdom they believed you had to become a Sar, but they weren't doing that particular funerary practice in the Old Kingdom. So
But
there's a separation there.
I don't know. The sentence is questionable because of what they said. They say it was later introduced, necessitated by more humid burial environments, especially tombs. So I can't show you a 6th dynasty tomb where the person wrote inside the tomb that his name was Kim. So they're telling us here the use of organic bombs and other funerary practices was a later induction necessitated by the more humid. So what is the more humid burial environment? Like it wasn't hot in Kemet in the Old Kingdom?
Tombs. Yeah, it was the tomb. I
Well,
think
if it was the
types of
tombs, that's why I
and
asked
it
if
was
I
just a
showed you
heat.
an Old Kingdom tomb.
That's a good point.
With black mummies in them, what would we say? That they must have still had this humid burial environment, or was their tomb cooler just for some strange reason? Because this is proposing that the use of organic bombs and other funerary practices was a later introduction necessitated by more humid burial environments. So what I mean, did they move from the south to the north? Like what happened? Because we could look at all necropolises and see what is this validity to that actual statement. I'm just willing to ask it. It's a very good. I'm glad you pointed this out, Sunchild.
Let me
Yeah,
say
so
this: taking Bob Breyer's
just be
class.
substance they used to build the tombs as well, which created the more humid environment.
So
just
what?
the substance that they used to create the tombs.
Most tombs were out of rock, bro.
Yeah, let's look at the actual practice, right? So they would remove parts of the body so that they wouldn't liquefy, which is why a lot of the portions went into the jar. They would pull the brain completely out. People thought it would come through the nose. Only a few went through the nose. Most of the time, it went through a hole in the side of the stomach. If you've taken Bob Breyer's class like I have, so they would pull those parts of the body out that might change you. They still do that today in some cases because you're moist and you have to get those moistures out so that the body looks like it should look when it comes time for burial and showing the face. So I don't think moisture would have had an effect on them using bitumen to make them black.
Let's trip off this real quick and let's look into the TLA and see is it a lot of validity to what they said. Now, first thing we're gonna notice is when we look at the actual bitumen, it appears to ring true to what they say in a bit. Let me show you what I mean. But they gotta understand more. They gotta know Kemet more. It's not just bitumen. It was 10 oils called the sweat of the gods, and I'm gonna prove that. But let's look. Now you see here this first attestation. The first time they got bitumen in the text corpus is lining up with what the magazine says.
Go back because it says it covers your body like noon.
Well, hold on real quick. Look, I just want to just stay on what I'm focused. So look, see, Roman period, second half of the first century to the first half of the second century. That's where this embalming ritual that's mentioned in bitumen, the first time we got a papyrus of it is coming from this time period. But we already had scientists here who went and they had data from earlier periods. They looked at their mummies and said 9 of them from the Middle Kingdom already had bitumen on them too. So now we know we got the material archaeological finds earlier than we got the textual findings. But watch this. If we learn this, bitumen is just one of the chemicals, as they say right here. Look, they say it says the use of organic bombs, not just the use of bitumen, but the use of organic bombs and other funerary practice was later introduced. So they widened the spectrum in order to mess it up a little bit more, if you ask me. If you look at these primary accounts, you'll see if this is true or not. I hear somebody was about to say something. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I would say that the humidity and the issues they had with humidity would add the practical reasons why they had new practices there, and that the bitumen for the blackness is the theological reasons.
So you don't think that humidity was a problem since the Old Kingdom?
I'm not sure, because it does say they introduced this with the necessity of the
I know, but that's what I'm saying. They didn't source the claim, and they didn't. So we're left to figure how they came to that conclusion. So if they said it got more humid, and they said especially tombs, we know they got tombs going all the way back to the Old Kingdom. So what these terms construct, they didn't really go into detail on this, but I'm saying at least if we want to get to the bottom of stuff, these are research questions. You know,
yeah, if I can say one last thing, I don't think that the bitumen may have had anything to do with the humidity, but the theological aspect is what was introduced with the bitumen as far as looking or being black like Osiris.
Well, that's what the primaries say. That's what the primary accounts say. But we're gonna I'm looking up your other question right now, so y'all can talk while I look for it. What I'm trying to show is that these other bombs, because they wasn't saying bitumen right here, they say the use of organic bombs was later introduction. If we could find some of these, or I found some already, but if we could find these bombs, here go one right here, the pyramid beneath. Your fragrance is their fragrance. Your sweat is the sweat of the 290s. So what we'll learn is the sweat of the gods, right? Look, divine in need, right? We got the sweat of the gods going back to the pyramid beneath. Look, sweat. Okay, y'all see that? Was y'all able to see that when I clicked it? That this word say sweat and the other one say of the gods. And so now we can challenge, because they don't got these primaries. We wouldn't be challenging them like we some big shots. We would say, well, hold up. We actually got attestations to well, first we teach them that in the ancient Egyptian name for these bombs was the sweat of the gods. And then we go to a pyramid text that show that they was using the sweat of the gods. Right here, see, each one of these sweats is 10 of them. They got a different reason, and like this one got a fragrance. One of them is for your arms. They all will tell you, but I just went to the first one, and I'll end by saying, why go further? We're in the Old Kingdom. They're talking about a concept that lasts until the Roman period, which is the sweat of the gods that must go on the deceased. This is the pyramid of Neith. She's deceased. And if we clicked into the codex, you'll see more other fragrances probably. If we look, but someone could build. I hate talking too much.
You're correct. You got the festival scent, the Sedihab oil. You have the jubilation, the Hekanu oil. I sent Saber Reggie, and they'll tell you. It says, "Asar Unis, I have filled for you your eye with oil." Asar Unis, accept the foam that is from his face. That's the jubilation for the Hector. Asar Unis, accept Heru's eye, on which he caused the devastation. That's the Sefet oil. Asar Unis, accept Horus eye, which he rejoined, the Neken oil. So you know when and why you're using it in the process of the ritual. The cedar oil.
Random question, Queen, just based off King, what just off what you just said. Would this allude to going into the biblical like anointing Christ? Because I hear you saying, the crocodile oil, right? That's what we're used to anoint, right? Does that not mean anoint or Christ and
If you would like to say that the anointing of Christ is similar, you can pull similarities, but this is for this is the anointing of the gods for the Heru mythos and the Asar mythos. So right here,
is it a crocodile based off the crocodile?
They have a crocodile for Sobek. They have one for Sobek as well. But all of these are different, and these represent Heru's eye in the situation.
Okay,
so,
for sure.
And that's mostly because the embalming came from stop.
All right. Oh yeah, I think he got up out of here.
Okay, I'm still good.
Okay.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
All right, my grandson hit the power button. So, you have the Hatton in Ash, which is the first class cedar oil, first class Libyan oil, the Hatton Chenahu. So these are, and it tells you, it says, I have gotten for you Horus eye, which he acquired to your forehead. And this is Pyramid Text 72 through 78. So you're finding these in Unis's text, right? So this is before
the Bible got all this stuff from.
Here go God's sweat right here. Y'all can see the screen.
Pull it up.
Another one. Betet, Neteret, God's sweat to your nose, right? So these now notice some of the sweat got a fragrance of the fruit of God to your limbs. This incense gave you the flame. Well, if we go into one particular text, we can list all of the sweat of the gods in the one embalming text. But you go right here, sorry, I'm gonna look for it.
What is the sweat of the gods?
The sweat of the gods is the oils he was just telling you about.
The oils.
Okay. It's 10 of them, but I think 4 of them was reserved for canopic jars, and the rest of them get put on your body while you getting the bitumen. So this is what I attempted to prove. We went into the Old Kingdom. Wait a minute, what did we see? Because we was looking at the use of these other. We went and seen that they was using the sweat of the gods in the pyramid of Neith, right? We know that the sweat of the gods are these oils. But this article says that there was the use of organic bombs and other funerary factors was later introduced with a necessity of humidity. Now, hold on. What's later introduced? Do they mean before the pyramid of Neith? Because this is all damn near Old Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm stretching it in my defense of my stance.
Actually, they say it goes to 3200, but yeah, go ahead.
So
what they say?
They say it stretches back as far as 3200 BC, or Unis is 2400 BCE. For the 7 oils, when the 10 come into play, I'm assuming they just advanced on the embalming methods and what they did for the natural root.
Well, the 4, I might have misled it because I think 4 of them was for the canopic jars. Right. So they actually wouldn't get red on your screen. Rubbed on your screen. Well, anyway, they couldn't take the blackness out of this. They tried really, really hard, but you notice they start talking about what it was for, but it was still black, remember? They try to say it make you look like the Nile silk. Well, it make you look like the god, but why y'all keep forgetting the fact that it made them black to match whatever they was trying to match?
Yup.
Oh, because that wasn't their point. It was their point. I'm just thinking, what could their contention be? It wasn't their point to make them black. It told them. Let me find the last attestation for the people who keep on they're gonna try to get off this video and ignore this. Look, let's click this word. What is this word, everybody? The manifestation of God, the nature of God. Now let's read the sentence again. This word is this word is being in the sentence.
So when we come to the sentence, remember that the manifestation of God or the image of God or whatever it said, let me click it again. It was being. Now look here. Receive the bitterment for you. Your manifestation of God is perfect. I don't know what else to say. So he's a black bitterman dude. Oh, this is what they don't understand. They rubbing it on his body right at this moment. Go ahead.
They putting it on Armin's face.
Exactly. So I'm sorry, that's the last I need to hear about Bitterman from the other people who didn't know shit about it before I taught about it. Then they all three came on the show and fumbled and bumbled all around. But shout out to American Dream and Sunchild, because you guys raised real sort of research questions about this instead of just being like blindly trying to refute some shit. I like what
and I would like to say one last, if I may just say one last thing. I don't think we can really not express how important it is that the Egyptians had an image of a black god, as in contrast to what we have today of the image of a white god. I think that has to be really an expression that we really focus on, which is, I believe, even more important than the idea of race, is the God concept. And I think that's very important.
I'm glad you said that, and no matter how we arrive at that, look, I will be willing to concede because I already got y'all. Like I would concede, okay, they arrived at the theology of having a black God because of the black soil. What difference do that make? They still looked at him and he was black, and when they looked at themselves, they was black too. And if they wasn't, they start rubbing some bitterment on their damn bodies. You know what I'm saying? Now, did the article say it was increased in humidity? So prove that with the global warming that happened in the Old Kingdom, because they already was in tombs. So I'm not gonna just buy anything. I know enough. I can show you tombs from the 6th and 5th dynasty, and then show you tombs from the Roman period. And the person who said there was an increase in humidity would have to show us what increased the humidity.
We still got one question to answer, though, Smash. But our brother Eddie King wanted to know the difference between the two. Did you mind if I share the screen real quick?
Bad, family. I remember you
Oh
wanted
yeah,
to
go
do
ahead.
that a
Show
long
the
time ago.
table of races or something.
Here you go. Go ahead.
Can you pull up the Benny Hassan mural?
Here goes. That's somebody putting the oil on Amen. But here it is right here.
King Simba,
So
real
here,
quick.
bro.
Go ahead. I'll answer that question in a minute.
Tell us which one is Nahesi and which one is Egyptian.
So of course we're gonna go with the one prostrating would be the Nahesi.
This one here?
He said, you mean prostrate all the way to the ground, lying down. I mean, prostrate. On the ground.
So it's not this one here?
Down. The prostrated one. The one
in the front, bro. Yeah.
That one. Yeah. With the snake, he has a snake on it, a cobra on his crown. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Well, these guys got feathers.
Exactly. I said the cobra.
These guys do not. I'm gonna ask you again. You notice he's got an incense cone on his head too, right?
Brother, I answered the question. The cobra.
So you see this sash right here?
I said that's the Nahesi, brother.
Those are Nubians?
Yes, sir. He is.
Yeah. Who are these in the back?
I can't read, bro. I can't read Metanetta, so you can probably read it and tell you exactly who they are.
Look at the attire. Look at you see that Asar tunic in the front with the loop, which shows it's our set's protection in the front,
brother,
right here.
Guess what? The question we asking is color wise, which one would we consider black or which one we
these are the Egyptians in the back, because color wise you flunked.
Color wise,
the darkest person, Nubians in the front with the feather in their hair and the sashes.
That's not the question, brother. If I can identify Nahasi from Egyptian, brother, the question is who is the and who will we consider black?
Okay, so I'm asking you because there's Egyptians in the back and there's Nahesi in the front. Who's blacker?
Brother, brother, that you could find a black ass Mexican and put him against somebody you call black. That's light. He's gonna be black, brother. That's not the question I'm asking you. That was asked, brother. When you're comparing a
so
black.
We answered the question. We said both. You said no. Now we looking at both of them. Egyptians are here in the back, Nehesi are here in the front. Who's blacker? These 4 or these 2, 3?
Are you gonna let me answer the question, brother? I'm ready to answer the question.
So we gonna stop sharing because like I
I'm ready
said,
to answer. I'm ready to answer the question, but at the end of the day, this is what we know, brother. And this is why I asked the question that I asked. We generally know that Cushites are darker. We associate that as a prototype. We associate that from where Egyptians come from, brother. We know that Egyptians are actually light skinned, although they may come in shades from light skin, pale to a darker tone. They're generally associated as brown skinned people, brother. We don't associate Egyptians as a darker tone when we're
All right, I'm doing
comparing.
too much. Sorry, I've been doing too much streaming. My family looking at me like a
Yeah,
buster.
you
I gotta get up out of here. I ain't
Smash.
trying to cut y'all off.
Give it
I,
up.
I
No,
gotta
we
have
was chilling.
priorities. Peace. Hold up. So
Yes.
look, it was a good one, man. Shout out to Bobby Banger for being the host of the show, the Erroneous Correct Smash Rockwell show. I'll give it to American Dream for not knowing what the hell he talking about. And Sunchild did really good though for whatever. I just like the content y'all bring to the show. Peace to all y'all, whether y'all want to bang on Black Egypt or whether y'all want to be down with it. And that's the truth of the matter. I wish you good health and all the other stuff. But if you want to get in this ring, I'm going to beat the brakes off you. All right? You want to know why? Because debate etymologically means beat down. All right? I'm Smash Rockwell. We about peace. Thanks for the contributions. Thanks for the cash apps. Again, let me show y'all. Look. Thanks for the cash apps. I should just be saying people's name. I can't just get off. Stop giving people their props, man. Sadat, Robert, original people, and Isaiah. The last ones I'm saying. Thank y'all for the cash apps. Peace. Don't ever let nobody think they gonna come refute an article after they